So, I mean, I'm just waiting on, him to deliver, But, I don't know. I mean, either way, it's difficult, and, the wait is the hardest part, you know? But, man, it's cold today. It's crazy. For no reason. I mean, that's what I don't understand. I mean, it's like swap work. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's supposed to be nearing into spring, right? It's already going to be the end of February. There should be no need for this. None. It shouldn't be this cold. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, I mean, every time I'm wanting to make some moves, do some stuff, this happens. This don't make sense. This is 100% preventing me from what I'm trying to do. Man, today I just up and had it. I blocked this one dude's number, and I'm sure he looks at the channel. I just can't do it anymore with y'all, man. Like, I really can't. I mean, it's getting old, bro. Because every time I'm talking to him, any of these dudes, or any of these people in general, right? Every time that I'm trying to get something done, right, or need anything at all, they're not there. They can't do nothing to help me. And it's like, I don't need anybody's help. It's just common sense. Like, none of y'all do everything by yourself, right? I do. So why is it like that? You know what I mean? Like, it don't make any sense. So I just blocked the number because, like, what are we talking for then? I mean, you're the same one who kept telling me that same stuff that I've addressed you and what you're saying a million times. And you tell me to go do things that are impossible for me to do in the first place. And I shouldn't have to do. Make no sense for me to do. And literally, it's impossible to do. And, like, I don't need that. You keep trying to make it a matter of, like, it has something to do with something it doesn't. It's like when they talk about money. Right, you have a false, jaded perception that you want to create of me, and you clearly know nothing about me because I stay making money, stay making bread always, right? It's like right now, my money's over, the funds are already in the account for the phone bill. I'm way ahead of y'all, way ahead of the game. The phone bill doesn't even go through, I think, till the 21st, and that's why I did that, because that's vitally important. Is not if I run my business through this phone, right? I see people all over social media. They think they be saying something. They have no idea. This is what I do for a living, boy. Okay? I mean, number one, I'm starting to get up there. I'm 35. I know a lot that most people don't know, especially about life. I got a lot of life experience. I can teach people, but, the little remarks and the attitude and just all that is entitlement. It means nothing to me. Like if somebody looked at me and if they tried to say anything that's not positive or talk down, like, well, yeah, but I mean, everything I've gone through was a stripe. I look beautiful, I look perfect, I look the way that God made me, and He put me through challenges that none of you could handle, and nobody could have gotten through what I've been through. That's like always, So, like, I ain't even hearing none of that. That stuff doesn't bother me. I'll just walk away and quit talking to you. There's no need, because I don't feel any way about it. People can tell themselves what they like, but it's clearly a quiet desperation. right? That they have, and they have entitlement issues. And that's the problem with most of the world. They're entitled. They're far too entitled. They think the world revolves around them. They think they're owed not just something, but anything and everything. And nobody owes you nothing. I mean, I had the same attitude my entire life. You know what I mean? But at this point, that's not true for me. Everybody owes me a lot. They owe me a lot of money. They owe me a lot of love, a lot of support. And it's like, I don't want it from people who are like that. You know what I mean? I want genuine support. I want genuine people around me. Anything else is a waste of time. I don't need it. I don't want it. So, yeah, like I said, you can't even talk to these people without them trying to continue their nonsense and transform everything into something it's not. They're all honestly, legitimately light years behind. They're light years behind. You know, my whole thing is, like I said, I shouldn't be having to do it by myself. Everything, all the time. I should have help. I should have somebody who's there for me that really cares. You know what I mean? And just like now, I mean, it just don't make any sense. This whole system, everything, the way it's set up, it's completely unfair. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. How am I supposed to stack money or do what I need to do when I keep having to do more and more and more that's completely unnecessary and has nothing to do with nothing? You know what I mean? I mean, you can't do it. You can't make it and win when people are just sitting there and they won't, let you get what you need to get done. You know, when everything you build, they try to, basically throw a wrench in it, whatever. And it's just, there's too much that's been created, right, that's holding me back. So it's like, I don't have any choice or say-so in the matter. People all did what they did, and then they want to, treat me completely unfairly, and then sit there and act like they're going to say something about it. I mean, what do you expect me to do? There's nothing more I can do. I mean, clearly I work harder than anyone, right? Right? I mean, there's nothing more I can do if the whole system was unfair against me, and it was, and I got targeted, right? And everything everybody did made no coherent sense, right? They were all breaking the law. I mean, it is what it is. It's just, it's a lot of lawsuits. That's about it. Nothing else. All it is just a lot of lawsuits. So, I mean, I don't know. I try to pray for the best and, hope that, hope that things come together somehow, man. I mean, like I said, this is what I go through every single day, over and over again, just having to do the impossible for no reason. Like right now, like, my hands are freezing. There's no reason why, like, there's no reason for none of this. I should not be having to do any of this. It makes no sense. But it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to everything that I go through and the way I have everything made and set up for me, but this is just ridiculous, man. It truly is. Makes absolutely no sense. I mean, as hard as I work, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, like everybody here, they have this entitlement attitude. They think that, like, you own something or you're here for them. I don't know who told y'all that, bro. Like, I really don't. I think it's crazy that I even have to remind people of who I am. I shouldn't have to. Or that this is my country. And I really have to remind them of that because they somehow got this fake attitude, like they think they something. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but no, you're from here. Sorry, but you don't have an identity, bro. It just has this. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm in the whole group of people that, sees what it really is, and we just laugh about it. You feel me? I mean, we've seen it time and time again. I mean, like I said, they had people trying to play games in Austin. Remember that? Y'all remember that nonsense? I do. I'll never forget. Do you remember that? Or y'all just have amnesia? You got the dark amnesia going on. Boy, they had a dude, right? And he's whatever in that inner circle of just whatever, complete cowards. And they had him pretending on the phone when I was in Austin, okay, asking me where I'm at when I was in Austin, as if that means anything to me, and pretending like he was actually trying to change his voice, like he was trying to say a message or anything, dude, so you really got on my phone and tried to start talking low-key, pretending, and you couldn't even do that right, as if all of reality is different. But y'all see me, I'm in that park almost every single day, right? Training, doing what I want, running my business, right? And that's a grown man, and he don't go out there, right? I mean, I'm just saying, common sense. And these are strangers. These are people I met playing ball and stuff. These are grown men older than me. Some of them probably a lot older than me. Who told him to get on my phone and talk like that? And what was the purpose of that? So then he simulates the whole fake situation and says he keeps asking where you at because they just wanted to know where I was at, what I was doing. Somebody put him up to it, right? They want to know my whereabouts in Austin, which is senseless because obviously you would never know, and even if you did, it wouldn't matter. So what was the point of that? So I go out to the location. I'm talking to dude on the phone. He's like, where you at? I'm like, well, it's none of your business. Right? Number one, what were you even talking to? You already know who I am. Right? You have a general understanding. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it don't make no sense. I mean, if your homeboys put you up to that, and they're cowards and they're terrified of me, then you already knew what it was. You see what I'm saying? So they'll really get on phones and pretend talk. What does pretend talk do? Nothing. That's this generation. I don't care if they're older. I don't care if they're younger. That's their attitude. They do pretending, fake talk stuff, and they come with a fear-based, cowardly energy, and then they think they're showing you something. I'm telling you, bro. My generation, I'm old school, bro. We just laugh about it. I don't know who told you that was winning, but you got taught backwards. That's why you don't see me do the things you do. I would never stand in front of someone or get on somebody's phone and then be, scary and be a coward and then think that I'm accomplishing something. I need to know who taught you that and where they do that at. That's just silly. So, like I said, now whoever that dude is, this is all him. This is all his doing, right? He obviously he don't go out there no more, right? Because I guess he's just terrified of me. They all are, right? I'm just saying. I mean, so who's the man? I mean, I run my business. I do what I want to do. I mean, come on, bro. Can't be serious. I mean, people already know about me and who I am, how I get up. They already know about me. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of antics and theatrics and nonsense that nobody has time for, and we shouldn't have to worry about. And You know, it's all completely unnecessary. You know, I'm laughing because I just looked at this dude. Like, man, they got y'all in some kind of like alternate paradigm of reality. It is sad. It is genuinely sad how far from reality these people are. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I see y'all like driving your trucks, look like these 18-wheelers. Like, not everybody, but I look at some of y'all, man. It's just like it's, it's just genuinely sad, man. And, come on. That whole thing. Grown man, bro. I'm adamant. When I'm trying to do something, I'm here to do what I got to do. I don't waste no time. I get things done quick. That's how a grown man operates. They don't know nothing about that here. Like I said, uh, how do I put it? I don't know, man. It just looks like a lot of wage slaves to me, if you ask me. I'm just saying. Looks like a lot of people that don't know the meaning of freedom, no matter how you put it. Like, yeah, I got problems, but, I mean, like I said, they're all things out of my control that have zero to do with me. Going? So it's like, me personally, I've done extremely well for myself. It doesn't matter what I do, how I move. It doesn't make me any less than, and it's nobody's business. Feel me? Whatever I'm doing for a reason, man. I'm pretty smart, bro. Feel me? So, if people haven't figured that out by now, I mean, I give up and should have. You know? I don't know what else to really tell you. Feel me? I mean, like I said, man, I'm just saying, I go all over the internet. I look all around the internet. I try to promote the channel as much as I can, a little bit. It's just built in me on autopilot to do so. The business is carrying itself. I'll be over 4,000 subs in no time. And I tell people this, and they're like, wow, that's a lot. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, all mine are genuine, and I mean, the rest of this network, all theirs are fake. So, I mean, once you actually know Freemasonry and these corporations are done, you start to wake up and learn how reality works and learn something. Now, I'm just saying, this ain't living, bro. This ain't the world. I mean, the world that's in the devil's den, that's brainwashed, that's under monarch control and MK Ultra. I mean, you can't be serious. I mean, they all literally are devil worshippers. They worship Satan. I worship God and believe in God 100%. Good, righteous man. And everybody just wants to talk and argue over nothing. I mean, talking is pointless. It's a waste of everybody's time. Like, you either got it together or you don't. That's why I can't even do it with y'all. You know, like, I'm extremely patient, but there's no need for me to be patient. And there's no need for me to put up with or tolerate nothing. You know? And that's the way I made it. I went out my way to make it that way. I'm doing everything right. But, like I said, I don't know, man. I don't understand y'all. Like, it's really confusing, man. I mean, you look at these people's actions, the same people, all of them. It shows that. It displays that they make no sense. It's just the same way that some of these people were in high school, right? Like, they had all this anger, and some of them even towards me for no reason, right? For just because, I guess, like, who I am, right? And, I mean, I ain't really from here like that. Like, I'm not them. Let's just get real. And I don't want to be. Believe me. I'm proud to be me. And like I said, I stood my ground every time. every point got proven. Stood up to everybody. Well, I came apart, bro. Came apart real and by myself and in a lot of different, cities and states. We traveled a lot. We moved around a lot. My dad has had me in a lot of different places. I've seen a lot, done a lot. So it's like, I'm very healthy. I'm very well rounded, and that was the same thing down here. Like when I was younger, I got here, and my eyes are wide open. I'm bright-eyed, and just living my life like I always have, right? Just like now. So me, I'm just excited about life, trying to do the best that I can, and then, what's the point? It's just like down here, like, once you've been somewhere and done something long enough and you understand how people really work, things change. It's like, how do I put it? Like back in the day when I used to go, pay and go get a haircut, right? Go get a haircut, shave, wear nice clothes, right? So I look clean as hell, right? And what's the point? It wasn't going to matter because we in the valley. That's the truth. It ain't going to matter, especially with no woman, because I ain't from here. You understand? Like, I don't know what their issue is. I don't know what their chip on their shoulder is, but it's pretty clear. I actually do know what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm just not going to speak about it on this network anymore because the obvious doesn't need to be stated. That's why I come on here and I say the truth, and that I am going to continue to do, but the rest of it is just obvious. They act like all of them can just dictate and reverse reality. Like, dude, you're all the ones who feel it every day. You do nothing about it in your world, right? Yeah, they're all powerless. I'm just saying. I don't come from that school of thought. I don't come from that club. Like, if I feel something, I'm going to tell you how I feel. And I've got all power. Believe me, you. You understand? So it's like, to me, I don't know, man. I just think everybody talks in an alternate reality and it's a waste of my time. That's what I think. It's just like these dudes, like I said, like I talk to them, and they keep talking about, oh, my girlfriend this, my girlfriend that. Like I said, man, if we in the year 2025, right, I lose track of time. I don't even pay attention to what year it is. I don't care. It's all irrelevant. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. It's a waste of time. It's all fake. I don't even care about time. The concept of time really doesn't exist, in case you didn't know. But if you're in the year 2025, and like I said, you're talking about, my girlfriend, you could never, ever possibly understand or conceive who I am. I'm just being honest. There's no way. There's no way. Because you all think that that's actually the way you're supposed to be. Like, you think that actually makes sense. Like, I understand if you get, like, a real girlfriend, but none of y'all have them. See what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. You're in, like, things of convenience with people who just, aren't attractive. They're whack. They have nothing going on. I'm just saying the truth. It don't make no sense. It just doesn't. It's a waste of time. This new age, new millennials, all this millennial stuff, y'all don't make no sense to me. I'm just being honest. Like, y'all really want to, like, pretend you can get a conversation to, or, like, tell somebody something. Like, don't worry about talk. Talk is irrelevant to the equation. Don't worry about money and currency. Worry about getting your hustle right. And if you can't translate that and what that means, I don't know what to tell you, man. A hustle is the only way that you can build or have or get anywhere. All of you are trying to do it. right? All of you, remember, should be trying to replicate what I've already done and accomplished. So I'm not looked down upon, I'm looked up to. You see what I'm saying? I'm what all y'all want to be. I'm somebody who I've been completely fearless and went through things nobody could make it through, nobody could conquer, and I've done the impossible. That's all I am and all I've ever done. I don't have any negatives about me. I'm just being honest. So if you try to change that, your perception is what needs to change. See what I'm saying? I'm a lesson for people to learn. Feel me? Remember, you want to be in my shoes. You're trying to get where I got day one decades ago. Okay? That's the goal in life. I don't care what no one tells you. The goal is to catch up to me and be like me. And all y'all could literally, you could be working 20 jobs at a time. You ain't never going to come close to where I'm at. No matter what happens, I'm just saying that's the truth. You'll never come close to me. Ever. You have no concept of reality because you have an issue with just admitting basic reality to yourself. I mean, that's just sad. You know what I mean? And it's so much so people have so much to say. Do I let it bother me? Nah. Like I said, there's no shame in my game, man. You know, like I do everything the right way. I'll do what I need to do. You know, like, I mean, you know, I'm a human being, man. I have to take care of my own stuff. You know, I have to take care of myself, and that ain't easy. It's really impossible. What happened to me and what was done towards me and what I've been through. So, like I said, I mean, I'm a man, right? It's just like with the women. You know, women don't get. You're trying to cheat at the game. Why am I hearing a voice? I don't know if that was from the highway or from somebody talking. So, I mean, they're trying to cheat at the game. Watch the video, man. It had I'm not random either. All the things that I talk about, they connect because I'm a genius. If you listen and you're smart enough, you'll be able to comprehend it. And it's the same formula they use in comedy. It's a genius formula that only people who are really intelligent understand how to use it. When I speak, it seems random, and then everything comes together and it connects the dots. It's the same way I hustle. That's why I'm in the best position, because I told everyone everything is going to come together. You understand? Like, I've been way ahead of everybody for a long time. You understand? Because when you're dealing with impossible odds, you have to hustle and move differently. See, y'all don't know how to do that. All you know how to do is the regular, orthodox approach to everything. That's corny. That's corny, and no woman wants that. No woman should want that. If they want that, they're not a woman. So therefore, when I say so-called women, that goes for 100% of all of you. Not 99, not 90, 100. They're not women. In order to be a woman, man, you'd be saying things a lot differently by now. You would have woken up. Straight up. You'd be somewhere near my level. Oh, and they'll fake talk you too. They real catty. They love to fake talk and run their mouth to pretend that they know something. Because like I said, that's what they do. Everything is about cattiness, feelings, fake attention. But the truth is, they don't have a clue. Right? They're nowhere near my level. I mean, like I said, bro, when I was in college, I was studying remote viewing. How to actually remote view. That means where you're in a location wherever I'm at, and you're able to like have coordinates written down for you, and you can zoom in on that location mentally. People get so good at it, they claim that they can feel the wind on their face. And in another location that's like way across the world. This is what, the military spent millions of dollars trying to teach people to do. So they have trillions, billions, millions, right? None of them have that money. And y'all don't believe what I'm saying is true? And they put that into these projects that are a waste of time and pointless and do nothing for us, right? The military for years was training, against us. That's just a cold, hard fact. We've been knowing this since I was in, North Carolina. I think they were training in North Carolina, even. I don't know if they were doing it when I lived there. Like, I've been all over, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you see, like, these big convoy military vehicles, tanks and stuff coming into cities. And y'all are always like, why is that? That's probably why, because they're doing training. You understand? And that's the weird part, is that they're training, and it doesn't seem like they're training for another, you know, like somebody else. It don't make sense. And the fact is, military-industrial complex has no power. I'm living proof of that. Like, I don't facts. That's the thing I noticed in this country, everybody says that. Oh, I'm ex-military. And? What do you want, a cookie? Like, okay, so I'm supposed to care that you got tricked? I'm supposed to care that you couldn't think for yourself? I'm supposed to care that you ran off and did what somebody in the CIA told you to do? And they knew exactly what situation they were putting you into? And you didn't have an independent intellectual thought to say, no, I care about myself? You know what I mean? Come on, bro. You gonna pretend that you're making a stand when you just want to check like everybody else? Making a stand, you protecting and defending this country, huh? Okay. Because, you know, the military has really, really protected and defended this country. I mean, when that happened? I mean, every single time, like, this military lost, they never won with anyone. I mean, when? When did they defend our country? Please tell me, because, like, you can actually go to the facts. They've never done it. It's never happened, not once. I'm just being honest. So it's just silliness, alright? I'll be right back.
Well, the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library in Boston is the best presidential library in the country, completed in 1979. It became the model that all subsequent presidential libraries aspired to. And today, Donald Trump closed the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library. Presidential libraries are quasi-government operations that fall under the jurisdiction of the National Archives. The John F. Kennedy Library has federal employees. John F. Kennedy Library Foundation put out a statement today saying that the sudden closing of the library today is forced, quote, by the sudden dismissal of federal employees. Elon Musk and Donald Trump were not asked about that on Fox tonight. Today, Elon Musk and Donald Trump decided to close the presidential library of the assassinated President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who was a Democrat. The Nixon Library was open all day today in Yorba Linda, California. Richard Nixon is the only president who was forced to resign the presidency when he was facing accusations of criminal misconduct in the Oval Office, crimes committed in the Oval Office that would have gotten him impeached and removed from office and possibly prosecuted and convicted of federal crimes. A month after the criminally corrupt Richard Nixon resigned the presidency, his vice president, who became president, Republican Gerald Ford, pardoned Richard Nixon. And today, the only criminally pardoned president of the United States continues to be memorialized all day by his presidential library, which Donald Trump did not close down. The Reagan Library of California also stayed open today. Ronald Reagan was a two-term Republican president. And so that is the country we live in. It is a country that never was unthinkable until the most uncouth president in history took office, Donald Trump, consumed by heavy resignation letter from Trump's Department of Justice, this time written by a career federal prosecutor in Washington, who was ordered to cross a line that she refused.
Con la cara llena de ojeras, la mente llena de ideas y luchando para nunca rendirse. Así la quiero ver. Con la cara llena de ojeras, la mente.
Kennedy. They discussed a wide range of topics, but But a focus of the night was Musk's Department of Government efficiency. He defended the way the DOGE agenda as a way to implement President Trump's executive action. It's very interesting, that point specifically. And he assured American voters that they will have their voices heard.
The president will make these executive orders, which are very sensible and good for the country, but then they don't get implemented. You know,
He said, inside these executive orders, a lot of them don't get done, and maybe the most important ones. You know, I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it. They're not going to find some contract that was good as hell. I mean, there's going to be so much that isn't found. But what is found, I think he's going to find $1 trillion.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Dusek has more outside the White House. Peter.
Harris, good morning. The DOGE team's win in court late yesterday means they can keep going. And as they do, we are hearing that these engineers are not just targeting individual line items that they think are wasteful or fraudulent. They are instead trying to reboot the entire system of the U.S. government.
if the U.S. is fighting among people and preventing the president from implementing what people want, then what we live in is a bureaucracy and not a democracy.
According to DOGE, they have saved $55 billion so far from 1,127 canceled programs. There's a partial accounting of that on their website. President Trump is promising that this is all just a drop in the bucket.
My name is Bergen Residence. I'm just your normal 20-year-old kid who grew up in a small town with huge dreams ahead of him. However, there's one big problem. I've executed those dreams and found a way to make them fun. The biggest question I get is how? Well, I'm here to show you. Now, before I get into any of this video, before this video starts, there's one thing that must be complete. Caffeine is the trick. Back upstairs. In today's video, I want to show you guys like the raw reality of behind the scenes of me running the agency, and then later tonight answer a bunch of your guys' questions that you have about me running my agency. So I'm going to let you guys ask a bunch of questions across Instagram and across Twitter. Answer those later tonight, just like raw answering your questions. And today, Josh gave for the I've got some stuff to do with the agency. So I'm going to kind of show you guys the whole back end of my agency, exactly how it operates, and kind of the things that I'm potentially doing. But it's going to be hard to get all that work done without any caffeine in my system. So, good, you? Thank you. Have a good one. Alright, now before we dive too deep into this video, I gotta go ahead and hop on the meeting. I'm already 2 minutes late, so I gotta get through this meeting and then I'll kind of run you guys through some stuff. There you go. You hear me? Yeah, how's it going, bro? I mean, especially business like this, because outreach is the biggest thing that people struggle with in this business model specifically. And like I said, what you put in is what you're going to get out when it comes to outreach specifically. So that almost reflects then to the whole business model. What you're putting in is really what you're doing. So like for someone like me who built a social media presence online and has all the results to kind of back it up, client acquisition side of things becomes much once you kind of get that first client, first couple clients, start to get some results under your belt, then from there, it's going to get much easier. All right, boys, we just wrapped that first meeting up. Now I got to hop on another meeting, actually, with Mason, my partner, and then our head meeting, Chris. So a little kind of like team meeting here. Sorry, boys, that meeting went a little late. Okay.
Good to meet. That's what I was going to say. Where I worked before, they weren't like hyper-focused on one niche thing, like clothing, for example, and that stuff. They've all just been like, do a little regen, a little econ, basically
let's do this then. Let's get a meeting scheduled with everyone individually. All right, folks. Sounds good. Good meeting with you guys. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. All right, I'll catch you fellas. All right, boys. Throughout that meeting, I kind of had to go over some internal stuff for the agency. I don't know how much of this clips specifically I'm going to, just because it was kind of some confidential stuff that should have been. But now, I gotta go ahead and send a wire to my business partner. I was $46,206.
For identity and evidential account, please press 1 to deny access. Please wait. Identity confirmed. Please go back to your app.
Alright, boys. Company approved. $43,200. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is kind of just show you guys a little bit of kind of what we've been working on with the agency. We've kind of built some new stuff out since I've shown you guys some behind the scenes stuff. Obviously, like the majority of vlogs I show stuff, but I kind of have some stuff specifically I want to show you guys. Also, I threw up this tweet on Twitter. I'm filming a YouTube video today talking about how I built a multi-million-dollar business at 20.
Daughter protect Brownsville.
Hello, it is me, Satoshi Nigamaki, back at you foolish Americans to inform you. Currently, we have hijacked your plane. Yes, the Boeing 2001.
Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again. Yeah, and inflation is back. I'm only here for 2.5 weeks. That was inflation is back. Don't think of it. Inflation's back. And they said, oh, Trump and facts ain't nothing to do with it.
It's not broken promises. It's outright fraud. All of the things that Donald Trump was saying on the campaign trail were lies. We were trying to warn you. Let me show you the admission that Donald Trump made last night on Hannity, where he said, folks, inflation is back. Here, play this clip.
Yeah, we'll get Harriet. Yeah, and inflation is back. I'm only here for 2.5 weeks. That was inflation is back. Don't think of it. Inflation's back. And they said, oh, Trump and facts ain't nothing to do with it. These people.
Do you remember what he said on the campaign trail? As inflation was actually going down based on former President Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, the inflation being caused by Donald Trump adding $8 trillion to our national debt in his first administration. Here was the promise Trump made on the campaign trail. I have hundreds of clips like this. I'll just show one short clip here. Play this clip.
So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down. Starting on day one, we will end Kamala's war on American energy, and we will drill, baby drill. We're going to drill.
But then let's talk about what Donald Trump is trying to do to distract you, folks. He's getting rid of the penny. Ooh, the penny. He wants to get rid of that. That's what you get. No, goodbye, penny. Here, play this clip of Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and even he knows, like, what am I even doing here? Here, play this clip.
Tonight, finally, are you definitively getting rid of the penny?
Right. I've got to say, President Trump wants to make the penny extinct, and that's part of the cost saving. It costs them 3 cents to make 1 cent, and even in Washington, that math doesn't work.
So it's going soon.
It's going soon.
Okay. All right, let's go to other not broken promises, outright fraud. Remember Donald Trump's statements during the campaign that he was going to end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours, he said. He said 24 hours after the election. He said he wouldn't even have to be sworn in. Remember what he said? Here, play this clip.
End the war in Ukraine in 24 hours.
Yes,
How would you do that?
I know Zelensky very well. I'll end that war between those two countries in 24 hours. It won't even take that.
Well, Donald, you now sent Secretary of State Marco Rubio to Saudi Arabia to meet with the Russian delegation led by Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov to normalize United States-Russian relations as Russia's trying to destroy the United States of America, you idiot, and you were trying to sell out Ukraine and force Ukraine to capitulate without even any plan, without bringing Ukraine to the bargaining table, without bringing Europe to the table. That was your plan, and guess what? It wasn't resolved in 24 hours. When Donald Trump was vacationing in Mar-a-Lago yesterday, as he was playing golf yet again, here's what Donald Trump told the press about Ukraine. Play this clip. Yeah, please.
Dude.
What am I
No.
saying?
If I really want to go on my way, I'm going to have to try to figure out the mechanics.
So he's got one queued up, huh?
Just
build my own bat pod and
You can use the Star Wars entrance.
I mean, I don't see.
I wasn't aware that he wasn't live when it popped up on the Discord thingy. I went straight in, booted up the interface, and came in here and realized he was only queued. He wasn't actually live. So this is a 35-minute stream that he did earlier. So I didn't know he was live for this either. But we're watching this until he does go live.
Any other
He is
way,
cute though.
at least of just trying to approach it in my mind.
Lacey, welcome in.
Until, hopefully I get blessed and
So yeah, I didn't
all
really have
money that
time for an intro. I just
left
booted it up.
and you thought that had to be up. Now that all these blessings and all this money, and this is all a test of my faith. I mean, I'm fast.
I probably should.
So, I mean, I'm just waiting on
Well, it's good to stay a couple of minutes behind him that he could deliver 1.5 speed.
I don't know. I mean,
1.5 is too much.
difficult.
1.25.
The weight.
1.5 is too fast. Hold on. Calm down.
Man, it's cold shit. For no reason. I mean, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, he's live right now. Hold on.
It's like clockwork. It doesn't make any sense.
Here.
Like,
Alright, guys.
He's upset about some video. He was talking about talking to some guy's number.
He said something about a video there. See if he mentions my new song.
welcome, people. This wonderful show, Batman Radio. I am your host, the wonderful, notorious
Welcome to Batman Radio.
That's right. How are you all doing out there today, commoners? How are you? Well, I hope you're doing swell. Hope you're having just a swell, pleasant day. Yes.
Good shit, Red.
Like I said, man,
It's
got to
11:19.
here, man.
Who saw Tom?
People really, really need to get a grip and just
RTS.
accept the deal with reality. It's not super lame, and you're going
Freezing out there, dog.
Man, why does
Yeah, what's up, bro? Welcome in.
Hey, good afternoon, you creeps.
Yeah.
That's I just had a few things say about overguard for us to say, well, walking away. How is that okay? I'll try to shut up on these. Positively, would you? I mean,
Yeah, scrolling through
people, man,
on
are
this
just
real quick.
too self-absorbed, bro.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. Let me turn him down just a little.
What were you saying, CIA?
I do that on my account. Everybody wants to hear the ramblings of a lunatic.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's what we're all here for, right?
There's just so much to say about this guy.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts. He's really losing his shit lately, too. It's a downward spiral from here. He's flushing himself down that toilet, and it's like on a slow train.
It really is. I don't like when these guys, like, button themselves up, though, because it gives them the opportunity to kind of just collect the tattered pieces of their brain that they do have So when he like shuts down the chat, he, you know, kind of buttons up the comments and all that. It's kind of like, all right, maybe he's coming to his senses. But I think we know better. These guys are, they're all kids, so same shit over and over again. These guys.
Very true.
From all
Quick, just letting you guys know real quick, I booted this up, but I do have to get ready for work. We're going to let this roll as long as I can, okay?
Yeah, I gotta get going. I'm gonna pop up and say hello since I said I would before.
Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate you, TI. You're always welcome up, man. Just let me know. Take care, bro.
Talk to you later. Bye.
later. Me, I. Oh, I and T.
We got him beat. He's got 3 in the box, folks.
If you jumble up the budget. But yeah, man, it's ridiculous. All of this is ridiculous. I really don't care at this point.
I'm glad you liked it, Trollman.
But I hope everybody's doing well. End of the day,
Doing pretty good.
like I said, I don't come here to talk to y'all, right? Never have. I come here to talk to my audience and myself. I'm the boss, my class, I'm my money. I've done 50 reps, I'm very hands in my life. And very, very valuable man. The hell of an asset. That would all be going out there. You enjoy my new Batman
welcome in.
video. Hopefully you all did. Hopefully you appreciate it. Like it.
Hey,
I
baby.
feel like I'm still looking up every day. I hate to grab it. Off. I just keep looking
You
around.
don't. You look worse and worse every day.
Lady punch. Real talk. If they act like they won't, but they don't like keep on me. That's why I think y'all funny. Because see, nowadays, millennial generation, also older folks,
How that?
millennial generation exists and older folks too.
Bunch of nonsense. 17 watching him. The fuck is wrong with you people? We got 18 in the box while he's got 4. Why aren't you over there showing him support? Ain't it? $25 for a show. Ain't that right, Ninja Tony?
I'll do nothing and he'll like it. You get nothing.
Okay. Well, he's taking a nice, long, extended break here.
I'd like to see what he sees when he looks at himself, because he keeps saying that he looks younger and more vibrant every day, and I'm seeing the opposite. He looks worse and worse every day.
I think right now he's just talking to Sarton in his head. Joey, open the chat.
Oh, no, I can't. I can't do it. No, please.
Mysterious real Joey.
Yeah, she's real. She's real.
Just talking in his head to Sarton right now.
Unbelievable, man.
Unbelievable, Sarton. What have you done?
Tons of wind. Like I said, is it not someone saying February? What? Winter doesn't go into February? What are you people talking about? Yes, it does, you dope. Winter ends in December. No. That's the beginning of time. Then it started trickling into January and February. That was the reason for the thing. Because of the climate change.
We getting a Joey
What are
popsicle?
you talking about? That's why Christmas is in December, in the winter, in the snow. Right? He's basing the seasons on holidays? Oh. And then, all of a sudden it's hot.
I'm going to message him real quick and let him
Coming
know
home,
I'm
COVID says
watching
it's
him.
going to be hot. It's going to be hot this season. You can't just keep switching up unless somebody's doing it on purpose. No, you idiot. Spring begins in March, so it's still winter right now. Oh, what was that other stuff? Vampires don't exist. Yeah, they do. Is that a serious statement? That's like literally why I do what I do. So, if you don't know what I do, get on. Like, what? Are you serious right now? They don't exist, but you see all the stuff they're doing every day. They don't exist, but you got interviews where they're admitting that they practice what vampires do. They don't exist, but you're an agent, not a big account. Okay, because you're one of them. Or you're a familiar in the workplace. But remember, people, they don't exist because one of them said
Yeah, like I said.
Like I said.
I come around, I'm a man. Right?
Be right back, folks.
Alright? And there ain't none like me, trust me. They don't look like me.
He's a
They
man
don't
that
look like
doesn't
me.
know.
I'm built this way for a reason. We are not the same.
Real
That
quick,
John from
real quick, not to be annoying, is his audio okay over us talking over him? Because I'm going to step away and Negasonic probably going to end up talking over him for a bit.
screech and yell.
We don't act the same, we don't talk
Sure.
the same.
If
Right?
you want.
Master both energies, feminine and masculine. That's what you're supposed to do. There's nothing wrong with that. And quite frankly, I feel
There's nothing
I've always
wrong with
done
that.
Actually,
Turn
I
him
don't
up a hair?
think
Okay.
tries to change it.
Thank you.
Act like it's funny. I've always been that way since I was a kid, my whole life. Like, that's what women are
How's
supposed
that?
to want. So what are these? The damn women. Like I said,
Gotta look better.
about 10 plus years ago, 20 years ago, something like that, the whole world changed on its axis. Everything changed. Women stopped being women. And all this stuff has just gone downhill because of societal
That's called
programming,
women.
which has been implemented from social media. So all these people do is sit around and repeat the phrases that I taught them Illuminati was going to integrate into your society to give positive things a negative connotation. And you all take the bait every time. Like when you say, oh, you're thirsty. Oh, yes, I'm hard. Can I have a lemonade? You see what I'm saying? I'm thirsty. I got people who are thirsty, beyond thirsty. Okay, like a goldfish. Okay, they're so thirsty, and I'm talking about for women and whatever their preference is for real, that it is unbelievable what they were projecting, saying out of nowhere, as if their words matter, that I'm thirsty. Okay. I'm thirsty because I desire women and I'm straight and the way I'm supposed to be. How does that turn into a negative connotation?
Because you're desperate.
There's no negative to being me, brother. What y'all want to be?
You're the biggest negative there is.
It's sad because with the women today, you can't even go on a date. Oh, they be on social media too talking about, oh, I went on a date, you didn't go on a date, you don't know what a date is. See, these people want to act like I'm strong. Right, because you're from that new generation, so you don't know what's up. You don't know
Caspian, what's up, man? Welcome in, bro.
whatever I say, you listen to. I mean, I know what I'm talking about.
You got a beat, dog.
You go on a date, you have to go on a date with a real man.
Right. I'll be right back, folks.
What? It don't make no sense. You can't go
I
on
mean,
a
they
date
don't want to date it.
with Captain Saban, you know what? Saban football.
Babe, you are not allowed to say hello to anyone in the chat. If they are men, you are not allowed to talk to them. You are only allowed to talk to women. I am now blocking you from my chat group. I am from the channel permanently, and you're going to prison.
Being told to date with them.
What's up,
That's
Choppy?
not a date, that's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Straight up joke. There is no comparison between me and any of these dudes. They are not men. No comparison. I mean, how can you compete when you're two different teams? You know what I'm saying? No, bro. See, like I said, you all don't know what you're missing. Literally, that's the truth. You have no clue. Right? And you'll never know. Because you don't know me. Right? I'm not worried about what anybody has to say. If I don't have the gift and the power, right? Why is it that I'm able to like pull any woman I want? Now they got new names for it, right?
Obviously,
now
you can.
Lame phrases like Riz. What is that? Don't ever let that come out of my mouth, please. If I say that, please let me know not to say that.
Stu, welcome in, buddy.
It's called pulling.
Ooh, I like the negative 43.
Talking about, bro. It is just silly. It is silly how a new generation thinks that they can come in and, oh, your little Illuminati rules apply to us. That's all. You do a lot of talking, man. You don't run your mouth a lot behind a computer. What I got to say, I say right to you, and you don't got nothing to say back. You can't talk back to me. So what do you mean? See what I'm saying? That's what this whole thing has been about, I realize. It's like you know that movie Mars, you know what? That's like what it is, except that word is called the millennials.
I can't say Mars attacks.
Now, the millennials is that other...
Mark, you know what?
They're always just on the...
I read that book. You know what? Peace.
No wonder you're not happy. And you have a problem with real men. I just think it's funny, man. I genuinely do. Right? Oh, by the way, didn't you people say more lies about, well, Red Pill was getting out of prison that day? Yeah, Red Pill's still in prison, obviously. Right?
No, he's not.
We don't know what's happening with Red Pill.
Brett goes out. You're just you're not a good detective. You're a
I have no
dope.
idea. He's been in there for a minute, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you would say that. Like, he's clearly still in prison. That's crazy, man. That's a long time, bro. Same with Rob Rack. Rob Rack ended up going to like state prison or because of his action online. Is erratic, insane, crazy behavior, and his drinking problem. Right? Wow, what a champ. That's their leader. Wow, what a guy.
We are 2 minutes behind.
That's your leader. Come on, dude. Dude got on here online and started talking crazy. That dude got on here and started talking like he thought he was running something. Wearing thrift store t-shirts that cost $1, right? And paying for a rundown motel. And nothing against him. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with the hustle. I mean, that's okay. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, though, y'all be talking a lot. But when I move the way you move, I do it a lot better than you. I'm just saying. I look a hell of a lot cleaner than you. I mean, they got old videos of me. They've been stalking for long enough. They got plenty of videos of me in hotels, right? Looking beautiful. Like, head full of hair. Like, now my hair's growing out. Looking gorgeous, right? With my chick with me, right? Yeah, whoever it was at the time. Because I don't chase them, I replace them. I say having me a girlfriend without trying. It ain't never been a big deal. That's common sense. That, like, women would, like, chase me and
I stay having me.
and they still are. Even in today's day and age, they still do it. But they don't know how to go about doing it. They don't think they need it. That's why I don't waste my time. Because if y'all will just sit there talking all day, nothing will get done. I'm not that type of dude. Sorry, I'm just not. You can say I move fast, whatever, but I'm just a person who's like, I want to get everything done. I'm not trying to just stand around and look cute and talk. It's not my style, you know? They have no loyalty. Chris Brown was writing that song when he said, I don't know who this is. Chris Brown was writing that song when he said, these ain't loyal. Hell no, they ain't.
You know what's ain't loyal.
They're slow. They can't think. Because, see, that's the thing. If you don't have loyalty, then all it means you don't see the value. Because different people have different value. That's what they do. They try to devalue and break your value down because they can't see it. That's silly. That's nonsense. Y'all are moving to the beat of their drum. I'm moving to the beat of my own. See how we're not the same? You see my point?
That's why you're so behind in life.
If we get real with ourselves. Nothing. People are just lost. The truth, people are lost. People don't know reality. People don't know what they're talking about. And honestly, it's genuinely very sad. That's all I really got to say. I mean, it's just sad. You know? Like, that's my whole point is that these so-called women of this generation, they're all demonically possessed. That's our reality. And they're running around trying to devalue someone like me. Oh, you don't need to take my value. How is that a woman? How can you ever complain about men? Like, you don't know how many of these so-called women did. They're like, I mean, they're nowhere near human. I mean, no human just wakes up, sits there all day on a camera, and tells themselves what they want to hear. And it's way overly super judgmental. As if
That's what you're doing. That's exactly what you do every day.
What happens with them. And that's what they do. They just sit there like, I have given my judgment. Your God has since spoken. Like, lady, you're nobody. I mean, you're literally online begging for money every single one of you. I mean, every day. I mean, from the minute they wake up to the minute they go to sleep, they're begging. I ain't never seen none of them make an honest living. I make an honest living with what I do. That's to all y'all. That's just crazy. They sit there. They're so discriminate. It's unreal. They won't talk to one group, the other group. That's what we call them here. They'll talk to the other group all day long. When I talk, no, I'm sensitive. I don't like it. Yeah, because you don't like reality. Like I said, they're all delusional. I'm not joking. I'm really serious. All those chicks that have y'all are like, I don't care so much what you think and what you have to say. They're literally delusional, huh? You don't understand? When you're being delusional, means you tell yourself a reality that doesn't exist. You try to cope and have coping mechanisms because you can't deal with reality. That's sad. That's them. Bro, believe me, man, I've met plenty of women. I've had my own experiences with them. Like ones like that, man, they are weird, bro. I have to be honest, like girls that I used to think that, like, I actually desired or wanted, I've realized over time and looking back at the past that, like, they have some serious issues. And that they have no concept of reality whatsoever. Or what was right in front of them. I'm telling you like this, bro. These women that come with that other group, explain this to you. So y'all can understand for real. How it really works. Okay?
Let me tell you something.
Those women are not women, number one. Okay?
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, if you put me in front of them, and I had, I don't know, let's say God blesses me with, I don't know, $800 billion, right? And I'm Batman and I do all these things. I'm just an amazing man all around. That's who I am, right? You take the woman that's part of this other group. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Hold on. They will literally, hold up. Y'all think I'm kidding. They have so much of what the devil has brainwashed y'all to believe that love is hate and hate is love. They have so much of that, the opposite of love, in their heart, and denial of reality, and denial of man, because that's what all these movements, why do you think they give us praise consistently? It's about me, I'm the center of the universe, it's against me, against the real man, the seed of man, me. Not anyone else, these dudes are not men, it's all about me. And to tell you the truth, it's the center of the universe. I know what's going on. You understand? All of it has been a hate campaign towards me. That's why you can't even do anything anymore, go anywhere, everybody's just sitting there hating, and it's like, do you really think that we're going to allow that? No, we're going to stand up to all y'all. Like I've been doing. We're not going to put up with nothing. We're going to tell you what's not.
Welcome in, these nuts.
That's what it's not. We move with love. Ain't going to be none of that in my world. Just like I said. So, not at all, man. We spread love and positivity. Feel me? There's more people from poverty land. Hold on, we're going to take all day. Care about you. See, people think that you care. Be real.
Joey, it's not that the devil that's possessing them. They just see that you're shit as a human.
None of them. They are relevant. Every single one of y'all are relevant. Ain't none of y'all nobody. I can tell who's who by looking in your eyes in 2 seconds. I can look into your soul and see whether you've got it in you or not. You feel me? That's a real thing. So, end of the day, I put it. Life is hard, man.
We are
sniping boss. All these people, their problem is they want to be the boss, but they don't have it in them. They don't have what it takes. Like right now, it takes hard times, man. It takes spending money you don't have. It takes being set back. It takes, maybe not even having anything sometimes.
Welcome in, Dutchie.
It takes going through absolute hell. It takes standing up for yourself. It takes all of this is what it takes to be truly successful and make a stand and be someone. If you can't do that, how are you going to win at anything? It takes mishaps. It takes
You're winded walking, dude. Listen to you.
Happening out of nowhere that you never thought were going to happen, and still having to push through. It takes basically like the whole world against you and caving in. There ain't nothing you can do but make a stand. That's where I'm at with everything. I don't have a choice. I'm not like y'all. I don't have that luxury. Why? Because all y'all selfish. All you do is talk about you. It ain't about you. What? That's why they were doing that fake stuff that they wanted to get on my nerves. I already know. Yeah, I know that. We ain't gonna talk no more about nothing. Like, what? This ain't about you, buddy. You asking to be with me. What? Word? Like right now. They don't know how to drive, but they got transforming brakes. Like ton brakes. Like huge brakes. They don't know how to drive. Like, yeah, that's good fun. You know what I mean? Then they go right by me. And none of them know how to drive. Like, come on, bro. It's self-explanatory, man. They just can't do nothing right. Just being honest. You can say whatever you want, but if people were with it, it would make some sense, man. It's just nothing but selfishness and narcissism. And that's what created everything for me anyway. Really. That's why I have my own car lot, everything. Because all of them, it's just like last priority for everything. Like, whatever.
Yeah, we've seen your great car lot.
Oh, target him. And good luck with that. Like, what? You're going to target somebody with nothing to lose. Who has everything but has nothing to lose. You're going to target that guy. All right, good luck with that. That's all set. Because I'm the guy with nothing to lose. I don't care about nothing. Y'all care. I don't. You know what I mean? That's what people don't get. You made me like this. You created this. Like Tupac said, they made me. Y'all made me. Now you got to deal with it. See what I'm saying?
What's up, Dutchie? These nuts.
Problem. And then they don't want to pay. You ain't got a choice. You're going to deal with that. Everybody. You got to deal with what I say right in front of your face. You can't do nothing about it. You got to deal with the reality. You got to deal with the fact that I'm wealthier than all y'all combined, and your cousins are all thinking they don't have a penny. What's up? You're already taking. You're already one. That's the thing. That's why this is so weird to me. Because it's like, so you think you can get online, and I'm supposed to care that you want to pretend talk as if I didn't win millennium. I'm talking millennium stuff, bro. Bro, I want to fuck that stuff. Believe me on that. It's been over with. It's been a wrap. I've been one. What are you talking about? Anything else?
I've been one. Jesus
whipped
Christ.
cream on the cover of Sunday, boy. On the steak, that's whipped cream. That's just extra money. What?
what I got. I got everything. Y'all fools crazy. They all emulate me and want to be like me. Why?
Nobody wants to be like you. No one wants to be like you at all.
Ain't no talking. Right? Not sitting here hiding behind a camera.
What do you mean?
Right?
You don't want to go wear a Batman suit?
Everybody's hiding from me.
Rant
That's
and beg
the
for money?
That's the truth. Everybody's hiding from me. You know? Like, I guarantee you there's plenty of women who are interested in me. But same thing. They're scared. Yeah, they're scared of me. Like, if you're that easily in fear, I mean, that's not normal. See, narcissism. Well, that makes no sense. See, they want to control and facilitate a fake environment. They can't get out of their bubble. Like, dude, your ego is super fragile, man. Don't nobody want to deal with that. I don't want to be around that. I don't. I'm alright. Imagine powerless people who want control so bad in power and have zero. That's the world today. Hey, it's easy for me, buddy. Because, see, I get paid. I get paid to expose y'all. I get paid to talk about your mishaps. I get paid to point out how you're ego-driven and your ego is soft. An ego is possession. An ego is a manifestation. Well, when somebody says your alter ego, I never had an ego to begin with. I let go of that about 20 years ago or so. When I was in like college, I let go of my ego. I think I had it through high school. After high school, that was it. I taught myself, it was part of what I studied for years. I taught myself to let go of my ego. I don't have one. Now, what you're hearing is the raw, pure form of me. Just like the reason why I'm Batman, is that's my real true form. Like he says in the movie, he says, you and I both know we're looking at the real you. That's me. That's what y'all don't get. This other version of me that you see, it really ain't me no more. Me is like, I mean, I don't have to explain it, man. That's what the whole rebirthing process is about. See what I'm saying? When you see me with this Batman stuff, it's the real me, boy. Trust me on that. That's who I am. That's who I've always been. All this other stuff is the mask. That's what I've learned to realize. That's why when I talk to people, they think they can talk to me crazy when they don't know me, like when you meet a stranger. Not usually in person all the time, sometimes. And then they find out real quick who I am because I tell them. Like, who are you talking to, son? What? They ain't never going to talk to me crazy. Try that with the millennials, not with me. I'm not the one. So now you got a bunch of millennials, people with no identity came online. Now they want to emulate me and copy me and my swagger. They all want to be Big Daddy. Who? For real, Big Daddy. They all want to be Big Daddy. Oh, they want to be Big Daddy, boy. Big Daddy is the hottest thing on the market. They want to be Big Daddy. Oh, David wants to be Big Daddy. I'm Big Daddy. Always have been, always will be. All right, that's why all the women gravitated to me. Can't be serious, man. This is funny. People are hilarious. See, they just don't get it. You know, you'll never get it. Women, the so-called women who aren't women have an opinion on me all the time. On the internet. On this network. Probably off it. What you don't get, when God gives me this money and blesses me, it's not the money, but I'm going to have, like, first of all, what women are out there? If there's a real woman, that's what I'm going to look to meet. I'm just telling you the truth. When I get my money, I'll be going to clubs every night, dealing with the so-called women, having fun. And then I'm going to be trying to have dates with actual women that are actual, like, potential for what I can deal with and tolerate. Because it ain't even what I want to be with no more. Because it's too unattractive. There's too many. You're trying to act like this is what so-called women are doing. Okay? They're trying to gatekeep something that nobody wants.
Literally, you're like a soccer goalie, okay, with a goal that nobody's trying to score on. Oh, for real. Ain't nobody trying to score no goal there. What you talking about, boy? What's wrong with you, lady? Ain't nobody trying to score no goal there. That goal is already shut down. That's what y'all do. Oh, well, I want this to be my way, and he better have a job and this and that. No, now it's the opposite. Now you better have a job. You trying to impress me. Well, remember, you wanted to be me. Y'all want to be like men, right? Okay. Then it changes, right? See, I don't get it. They create the difference and the weird stuff, and it doesn't change everything. It changes some things. But then they don't want to deal with the things that have changed. Now it's the opposite. Being honest. Now you're supposed to take care of me. Seriously. That's the new day. That's the new age. Now the woman is supposed to work and have a good job and have steady income. And me, I have to hustle differently. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Guess what? That's the way the world is structured now. I'm not giving no jobs. They ain't going to hire me. They ain't going to give me no opportunity. If they do, why would I rework my way up through a system that I've already, outdone every time? Man, I ain't going through that again. I see readings even that say chosen ones do not work a 9 to 5. They're telling us straight up to not do it. They don't want us to do it. There's no point in it. 9 to 5, regular 9 to 5 is not meant for everyone. You understand? It ain't meant for anyone. Ain't nobody going to get rich like that. I mean, you can make some money and get some forever, but it's going to take you forever. Forever. You feel me? And by the time you get there, then that's the thing. Then they turn around. Oh, jelly of me. People are jealous because I have things. Bro, we've been having things. Trust me. Nobody's jealous. At least not over here.
It just hurts me when he says
that.
Yeah. I've been done
That's my
one.
thing. So what I look at with people like that is I look at, okay, how many years did you waste in college getting a degree? See, everybody wants to talk like me, but you're not in a position to teach, and I am. I was a college dropout turned into a multi-millionaire. I dropped out of college because I turned into a multi-millionaire. Literally. Okay, I was building businesses while everybody else was focused on nonsense. I had a 3.34 GPA and stopped going to class and I didn't buy any of the books. I know every system, how it's all like racketeering. Basically, it's illegal as hell what they're doing, right? That's why they have that system where you can sell the books back and all that. Yeah, that should be illegal. It's all to just steal money, just like everything, all of it. I don't care what you say. Financial aid, same thing. Loans, grants, same thing. All of it, unless it's free money, and even when it's free money, it's still off of debt. That's the truth. If you study it, it's still off the debt of this country. Meaning you're just giving me money back that I already had made because I'm who worked hard. You see what I'm saying? Nah, they owe me tons of money. They owe you tons of money if you worked.
Back for a quick second. He's up to 16 in the box. If anybody has a sock account that's not crusted over, get in there and let him know that we are sneak sniping his stream. If you could, I'd appreciate it.
Sorry?
He doesn't need 16 people there. He needs like 3.
If you work, that works.
What's up, Lobster?
Right? Did the work really do much for me?
Catch up
Not
on
really.
the comments lounge.
Honestly, not really. I have to figure out how to make money independently like this. Feel me? See, that's the other thing people don't get to. This is not a job. It's not a job. It's not a normal job. It's just not. This is an independent thing. And it doesn't pay well. It means nothing. Until they get bonuses and start doing stuff, and they're going to have to offer incentives. They're going to have to pay you right. They don't have a choice, and it's all being put in the lawsuit.
Oh, his chat's off.
Like how hard I work. Why is that fair and just? Why don't I deserve a fair wage, whatever? If you don't want to do an hourly wage, I mean, just compensate me correctly. I'm going to bring that up in court, too, when I take Google and YouTube to court. It's a federal lawsuit. Right? And then it extends further to include all the companies. Again, the fact that I think all the corporations, right, are making money off all that illegal activity they're doing and not off selling products. What I'm here to stop. Right? See,
You're not stopping
like I
anything.
said, I just think people are funny. You're so busy trying to say something to someone, but it's petty what you're talking about. You're talking about petty concepts. You're talking about things that aren't reality and are irrelevant.
The bigger picture is all that matters, right? If you're after the bigger picture, you don't have to listen to me, because if you don't, you ain't going to get nowhere. I'm just telling you reality. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how you think, what you tell yourself. You ain't going to get nowhere if you don't listen. I promise. Feel me? So, like I said, that's the thing. All the women, I mean, I'm being honest, bro. I think like at least 90% of women in the world right now are sitting on a camera, lonely as hell, don't have a boyfriend, don't know what a boyfriend is. We've got a world that just has they haven't mastered detachment. I mean, they mastered the art of being lonely as hell. And they'll take selfies, they'll take pictures, they all show off, they treat themselves like a commodity, but they want to complain when they get treated like a commodity by these other dudes. I don't ever act like that because, well, it's just wrong and that's just not how I am. I think it's weird, right? I would never be like that. It's just not who I am, honestly, right? But other dudes, if they treat you like that, it's because of the impression you're putting on. I mean, honestly, you are 100% guilty in that. They talk about that in Austin. I've seen people literally like go off on them and tell them reality because they'll be like college students, right? And they'll just be dressed like nobody's business, you know what I'm saying? And there's people that would like tell them, like, I mean, it's common sense. I mean, you can't run around and act some way and expect people. You're expecting reaction. You're expecting people to look at you and treat you a certain way, and then when they do get mad about it, that's what girls do now when they go to the gym. They got that one video where they caught them on shit, and she was trying to flip on anybody she could, and say, "Oh, you're looking at me." Well, you're the one who went to the gym. You know what I mean? Like the way you did. I mean, you're really serious right now, dude? You know, that's the real world. Right? It's just a joke. It don't make no sense. A bunch of people that literally just are in outer space with everything they do. You know, that's the actual reality. So, you know, me personally, I don't get it. Never get it. I don't understand it. Never would. Never could.
You'll never get it. Never could. That's what the bonus is.
You understand? Like I said, that's women. They want to operate off their fragile little ego. They want to control everything. It's like, boss, y'all ladies ain't in control of nothing. You're given a job by Satan. This corporate system is run by the devil. You took the bait. A real man like me sat back and watched what you did with it, and you took advantage of your fake sense of power and support. So why would it not make sense in a world like that that's completely unfair and gives no opportunity, and I'm supposed to struggle and have nothing, right? Nothing. They want me to have nothing. The system, the world, all so called, and not one of you can actually be there and help, like genuine, like actually help and say, hey, you know what, we live in a really unfair world, and you're having a hard time being a man, right, because it's hard as hell and impossible. I don't know what that's like, but looking at it, it's very unfair, and I'm a real one, and I see that, and I care, and I got love in my heart. Where's that at? That's the only reaction that makes sense to me. I don't see none of them talking like that. So, that's me what you talking about, because I care less what any of them said. They have no value to me. No worth, nothing. Real talk, they don't even exist to me. So when y'all be talking about women, I'm like, I don't even...
They go after any woman at the drop
being honest. People don't care about me, why would I care back? Why would I care about them? That don't make sense, right? Silly. That's, you know what I mean? Like I said, entitlement. They think they're entitled to everything. Right? Pathetic. Right?
His dry spell has surpassed that of the goblins, hasn't it? I think.
Last I know, the goblin last trick he made was right? Yeah, but that was weird. That was even longer before. That was before Benny got the.
Okay, so goblin dry spell is a little bit further. But you know, it gets more busy. That's a sign.
Hey, what's up?
They really think that they ball and they put like city.
Oh, what's up, bro?
You can buy a car at this point.
Thanks for coming in.
Prison industrial complex controls all that, and that's not the person. That's the devil himself. That's why they cloned Eminem and got him rapping about it. It's all to promote the car.
They cloned him.
Right? Car companies are owned by the prison industrial complex. It's all a big scam. Has been since day one. Right? That's why, like, you see these people, they drive a Bugatti. They don't own it, and it breaks down immediately. That's the end of the Bugatti. Right? They have Lambos, everything is all important. You know, see, people thought they was balling. It's like in Corpus, this one dude, he had a Lambo. I pulled him in a Porsche. But see, my Porsche is paid for and your Lambo ain't. I know it ain't. Because y'all ain't got money.
Your Porsche is growing grass out of the hood. His ain't.
I mean, like I said, you're trying to show.
I'm not sure. Say hi to Josh, everybody.
The other thing about women will entertain that no matter who's driving it. That's silly. Because that person got ripped off. Straight up. Man, you think that those cars really cost that? Bro, they make these parts in Japan for like $600, man. You understand? They got people in foreign countries building Lambos with no budget. Think about.
He's got 16 in the box. Pistol, we're sniping his stream right now. I do have to get ready for work soon, but when he ends this live, I'm going to play one that he did earlier today as well.
Y'all will spend over 200. I'm talking about a Porsche and money that you can live off for the rest of your life. You will spend over $40 million on a damn car that's a box on wheels. Every car is the same. It's an engine, box on wheels. That's your car. Hopeless. Makes no sense. You get a Honda and make it look like a Lambo. Why not just do that? What's wrong with it? Sure, people will be like, oh, it's funny. Whatever.
I don't know about that.
But who cares? It's your car. You didn't get ripped off. So you laughing back because you're looking at things in what spectrum? Reality. See what I'm saying? People don't use their mind. They too busy using preconceived notions of the world. The world is delusional. Anybody who pays over $4 million for a car, you're crazy. Because that's a whole fortune. I mean, that's a whole life right there. You can do anything.
You just said that when you get your blessings, you're buying a Lamborghini.
If you waste $250,000, I didn't waste my millions. I spent all my money on stuff that matters. I made real good investments. What are you talking about? If you just go through $250,000 and for no reason.
I made really good investments. What are you talking about? I took my inheritance to Las Vegas, pretended I was a big baller, fucking blew it all, traded off 50 acres of land for $100,000. I sold my family ranch, spent that money too. What do you mean? I think all the investments.
I want to know how to turn a Honda into a Lamborghini. If you can do that, yeah.
Outbreak, why did you turn the Honda into a Lamborghini, dog? Or something wrong?
You feel me? I feel like, trust me, bro. If I get even more than $250,000 this time around, I think I'm going to get millions. I really do. Boy, good luck, man. Like I said, all I'm going to be doing is Batman stuff. Look at how efficient it already is running and how I got the suit built and everything. This was all my own budget and all that different stuff. You
didn't build the suit. You just
right?
You're wearing a Party City Batman mask.
How can you call that?
Fucking steel Troy armor.
That's what I do with $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what the suits will look like with millions of dollars. Like talking to the military and different people and different agencies, looking at the paneling they use, materials, and studying that, and then finding something even better. Going to foreign countries out in the jungle and talking to people out in the middle of the jungle about all that stuff. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, because the jungles were all technology for that.
As Batman. Yeah, because you know how they're like the convoys? When you're traveling, they actually have like real pirates. Yeah, like you can run into the pirates, and there's nobody protecting us out there. You know what I mean? So, like, if I was going to mine gold out there, I'd just do it in my bat suit. I'd do everything as Batman. Straight up. I could go to Africa and probably take over Africa. If I already got money, I'd probably.
Oh my god, dude.
Wow.
They would fuck you up. You really think they're fucking around with your Batman delusions in Africa, bro? They would fucking...
I know I
They
could.
would light this dude up.
Like what?
Just go out there with your
Just
attitude.
muscle everybody out of everything. Real talk. Because out there it's different. Africa is a whole... I don't know how it works, but I know it's different than here. I know they got different rules, a lot more like lawlessness. You pretty much do whatever you want, right? I mean, you don't want to mess up and make real...
Shop, you are more than welcome to leak something, or if you want to come up on panel, and you guys are welcome to be guests. Leave those welcome here. It's just a matter of time because I have work today. So I'm trying to snipe him while I can, and hopefully get ready and be able to hop in the shower and get ready for work. I don't know how long he's going to stream this.
Thick out there, I know that.
But if you want to link the video in Discord, I can save it to a playlist. We can cover it next time I stream for sure.
I wonder what jail and prison is like out there. I'm sure it's horrible. But maybe not. You don't know. It's pretty bad here, man.
You get echoed a
People
little
always
bit.
try to underrate America. America's the worst country. I don't care what
Sorry.
we're the worst for everything. Don't it? I'm tired of seeing videos of people talking about, yeah, that's crazy. Well, we'll see about that when I get up there. When Batman gets up there, we're going to see real quick who's crazy. Because trust me, I ain't never met somebody I can't out crazy. Okay, it's just something I turn on and off, go from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. I'm like Kirby. Okay? I don't know what y'all are talking about. That New York stuff don't do nothing for me. Like I said, I was already up there and running them off the block. People are terrified of me in New York. And imagine me in a bat suit, like where I'm completely like unstoppable. I'm like, what? All that crazy stuff? Yeah, hell no. No. All that I'm crazy stuff. No, everybody's gonna be like running away from me everywhere I go. I guarantee it. Oh no, they're not that crazy. Ain't nobody that crazy. This is guarantee it. Oh no. Like that's what people depend on. Oh, we're crazy.
If he does finish soon enough and doesn't do schizo posting today, I do have something fun for us in store because we're all going to prison for watching him and laughing at him. I figured what better than to
Hey, from here. Everywhere I go, I guarantee it. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. How do you think I made it this far? And let me tell you something else, too. You've got to be crazy to make it this far in the game. You have to, because you have to be crazy enough to believe. I have to be crazy enough to believe that I was still living. That's the only way I made it this far. Mark my words on that. That's the really statement I ever said. Real talk. And guess who said it? 50 Cent said the same thing. This is coming from me. I'm just being honest. I am crazy enough to believe that I was making to this point and still exist. That's the only way I got this far. You know what I mean? Like, y'all ain't going through the challenges. You ain't have to hold your own under that closet and be in the hood and think over his life.
Thank you, CIA. Appreciate you, right?
Let people talk on their mouth, man. None of them know what they're talking about. You want to get a settlement course, you want to learn something, you come talk to me. And all you so-called women, you're wasting your time with everybody else. It's just that simple. You hear from me and you need to get with the program. If you don't want to, I can care less. I don't care what any of y'all do. All right? And all you so talking about, you want to get a...
Thank you, CIA. Appreciate you, right?
Let people talk on their mouth, man. None of them know what you're talking about. You want to get a credible source, you want to...
Is that it? Was that it? Was it? He ended it with get real. No easy. No one. No. Baby. None of that. He just fucking ended it on us, guys. And that's okay. It's a good thing. Man, you guys are fucking amazing. Chat has been flying. I've been spending more time just trying to keep up with the goddamn chat than I have even watching the video or listening to it. Oh, man. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. Well, I guess it's time for prison training. Or actually, Negasonic. Let's get up to something pretty cool here. Give it a little look. We're going to go over here, and I'm going to hit the present button. Stop this screen. Check out Negasonic's amazing fucking profile picture.
Oh, thank you.
Share the screen. Yeah, I'm going to go to work, CIA help, so I can donate to the son of a bitch. That's real trolling right there. I'm going to donate to him and snip his butt cheeks. That's the real troll. Here we go. Alright, guys. So this is an intro for when we're about to snipe. It's a work in progress, but I personally like it. Negasonic thinks he might want to edit it a little bit, but I think you did a great job, bro. I mean,
Thank you. I'm just saying I can change it to whatever you want. I can change one for each episode.
That would be fucking awesome. Check it out,
Yeah,
though.
it's not hard.
Oh my! Hold up, one moment. Gotta find this on the playlist here.
Welcome to Liberty Falls. Population of
Here.
well, less than yesterday. Never been so glad to see back.
Lacey, if you're still here, I got something else here as well. Lacey's got news today. This is pretty quick.
Start up and take Brownsville. Brownsville, Texas. Needs justice. Give that justice.
The grandiose public thinks that
Oh, here we go.
and
Here we go.
lies, they can convince most of the world that they are. So most of the people, 80 to 90% of the people, they can convince that they are exceptionally good looking, exceptionally talented, exceptionally wealthy, exceptionally successful, intelligent, academic, achieving, so on and so forth. Who's looking fragile, sometimes covert, has exactly the same delusions of grandiosity and of superiority. It's just like, but largely they can't convince the world.
Mobile now. I got Christina. My name is Christina. It is now, bitch. The trolls are gonna strip for this BS. Finally got us out of a bit. Billions in equity.
Risky, welcome in.
Hey, what's up, Risky? Risky,
You'll find out soon enough, Christina.
I like Risky.
Well, you're just not there. I told you I'd do it, fucking troll. My name's not Christina. Yes, it is. Let's go. This motherfucker smells. Locale smegma and Nuku? Don't look at me, bitch. He's 6 prisons. And give that back. Fake emu. That plus. Negative 43.
Oh, no, I can't show that one yet. I'm working on that. We got a new intro on the way. Sorry, guys. Can't show that yet because I haven't finished it. Hold on one moment. I have something I wanted to share with you guys. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we are all aware that we're all going to prison, right?
Anyone who ever been in prison has this perception of when
we're all going to prison, so I figured we might need to have a little understanding of what's going to happen when we go to the Steveville Correctional Facility, all of us together, because we're all going as a group. I think we need to band together and take this guy's advice. So take heed to what this guy says, because we're all going.
has this perception of when you put up on the prison bus, as soon as you get off, that it's a squirrel mentality. But where if you're looking at somebody wrong, you get stabbed, you get robbed in your shoes, and that's completely not true. So I did 12 years in prison, and most of it was in corporate state prison. My last 3 years, I did in Citadel State Prison. A lot of people don't know how to appreciate it. Going to jail, doing a few days in jail county, and going to prison for a year. Before you get to prison, you get to a prison reception. And that's like for 90 days. And when them 90 days, you prepare yourself to go to an actual prison. For the first 3 days in prison, you're going through a medical treatment. This is where you get your shots. This is where you get your physical. Surprisingly enough, people see the dentist for the first time when they get to prison. On the 4th day, you're going to go get your laundry. This is your clothes size, your shoe size, everything that's assigned to you that you're responsible for. Your 5th day, you get in the house. Housing is where you're going to be sleeping at permanent facility. But you're still not going to be able to come out because that's clear. Usually, when you want to be the orientation that involves you, that still needs to be seen by the counselor to see if you have any gang or gang members there on the same yard as you or any enemy. Make sure you're trying to protect you and the opposition. Day 6 and 7, they let you go to the yard. Now, your general population, you get to see who your friends are and who you know. Some of the top 3 mistakes you can make in your first week going to prison is borrow. When you borrow something, it's like, hey man, let me get this so I can go to the store. When you go to the store, everybody gets to go to the store once a month.
That is it. Lady Nightmare, you are my property and you are not allowed to speak to Daisy anymore. I will be banning you from my chat, and you are going to go to prison in the female section of the Steveville Correctional Facility with Silicone, Shamrock, Frost, Wiccan, and Connie. All of y'all are going to go together, dog.
And you'll start coming, you don't have to.
It's over. We're done. We're breaking up over
Now,
fucking
that man
eating.
is wrong.
Movies like that.
That
And you're going to wear a fucking GoPro everywhere you go from here on out. Yeah. And I need to see your phone right now. I'm going to look at all your texts.
Violence, I'm going to double you up, charge you more, whatever. I'm probably being disrespectful to somebody. You don't know who you know or anything like that. So you just don't do it. There's not a whole lot to say about that. You just keep things simple in prison. Not trying to go to prison, keep it simple. If you don't want to go to prison, don't do things that get you to go to prison. Stealing, that goes without saying. Everybody knows without saying. So you get caught stealing, especially in jail, you're going to get dealt with seriously. I walk prison with people never coming home, and they always spill messages like this to people like me. If you ever get a chance to get out and don't mess up, don't go back. There's people right there who would love to have one more chance. And we have many chances out here on the streets. No one should want to lose their freedom. But if you so happen to lose your freedom and end up in prison, hopefully these tips guide you through your trials and tribulations to get you back to your family, and your home, and your loved ones. Always keep it simple and always keep it respectful.
That's pretty good advice, right, guys? Don't you think?
Yeah, just don't get caught, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to fuck with Sneed, just don't get caught. Don't get caught, and definitely don't do it out in the open on the live stream so everyone can watch you, Because we're all going to prison for sure. Now we got at least I'm trying to help you guys by educating you on what the steps you need to take to prepare yourselves.
Hello.
Because I care about this. This video is to introduce.
Hello.
And here's just a thought, and I wanted to get you guys. I was thinking about voiceovering this 4-minute, 30-second clip. It's going to take some work, but I'm thinking about doing a dub to it and making it about Sneedville Correctional Facility for trolls. It'll be a little bit of work, but I think it would be a fun video for us to have for your time. These rules are to ensure that you treat fair and with respect. Also, to treat others justice. Deputies in this jail and trained professionals. You listen all the time to follow the exactly what is provided. The prisoner and justice. You listen all the time to follow the exact direction. Deputies. Your time in Mahoning County Jail. The opportunity for you to serve your time here without incident. This video is going to highlight a few important rules. By now, you've
If you want to see a softball interview gone down the toilet, I have for you the babysitting of Donald Trump that Elon Musk did on Sean Hannity's Fox News program, and it is really something else. We've been kind of previewing this interview throughout the week, and one of the very obvious questions that anybody who's wondering whether Trump is really in charge would have is, if Trump is really in charge, why is he sitting there with Elon Musk for an interview in the White House with Sean Hannity? Why isn't it only Trump, the president, who is being interviewed here? And if you watch this interview, you start to understand why. As we talked about at the top of the show, Trump is diminished. Trump is exhausted. Trump is declining. Trump is bored as well. He doesn't seem to know what's going on. And quite frankly, he doesn't even seem interested in being president. And that explains so much about this dynamic that's developed with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. One of the other aspects of this that's very funny is that I've told you all before, I never really thought Trump liked J.D. Vance very much, and I never really thought Trump found J.D. Vance to be particularly competent.
We've endorsed J.D. right? J.D. Mandel.
Or J.D. Mandel, as he was known at one point to Trump. In this first clip, as J.D. Vance continues to be missing, Trump says Elon Musk was the smartest person he could find to help him with his administration. Not J.D. Vance. That's interesting.
I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't.
You really tried hard.
I couldn't find anyone smarter, right? So we had it for the country.
But this is the thing.
We settled in this.
Well, thanks for having me.
Imagine if Joe Biden sat with Mark Cuban or George Soros as his co-president instead of Biden's actual vice president for an interview on MSNBC a month into his presidency. Just imagine what right-wing people would be saying if it was Biden and Cuban while Kamala Harris was missing somewhere, and Biden going, this is the smartest person I could find to help me do what I'm doing. JD is a doormat. JD is nothing to Trump. Elon Musk made the almost farcical claim that what he is here to do is to remove the unelected bureaucracy that is plaguing the country and restore power to the people. Sounds very fascist, but also Elon Musk is one of those unelected bureaucrats that he bemoans. Wow.
What all we're really trying to do here is restore the will of the people through the president. And what we're trying to step this an unelected bureaucracy. Speaking of unelected, there's a vast bureaucracy that is implied to be opposed to the president and the cabinet. And you look at, say, DC voting, it's 92% Kamala. Okay, so we're 92% Kamala, that's a lot.
They don't like me here either.
I think about that number a lot. I'm like 92%. That's basically almost everyone. And so
92% is roughly like, I think about that number a lot. 92% is sort of like out of every 100 people, That's 92. Wait, is it? Oh, yeah. Yes, it's 92 people. 92% is roughly 92 people. I think about that number a lot.
But yeah, how can you? If the will of the president is not implemented, and the president is representative of the people, that means the will of the people is not being implemented, and that means we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy, and so I think what we're
Restore the will of the people. Let me see if I understand. Restore the will of the people by having an unelected bureaucrat like Elon Musk say that he's going to get rid of the unelected bureaucracy. That sounds like fascist talk to me. And
Welcome back. President Trump wants peace in Ukraine, and his patience is growing thin. His rift widening with President Zelensky.
We have a situation where we haven't had elections in Ukraine, where we have martial law, essentially martial law in Ukraine, where the leader in Ukraine, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's down at 4% approval rating.
And today, writing on Truth Social, think of it. A modestly successful comedian, Zelensky, talked the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that couldn't be won. And where are those billions of dollars? Well, the Ukrainians say a lot of that is unaccounted for, and Americans are losing support for that war effort. 30% say the U.S. is providing too much support for Ukraine. That's up almost fivefold since the war began in 2022. This is all taking a little bit of a turn here with respect to public support for this war. It's been 3 years now, a lot of destruction, a lot of lost lives on both sides, a lot of money, Larry, that can't be accounted for, hundreds of billions of dollars coming from the United States. Zelensky also saying that, indicating that President Trump is siding with Putin in a way, saying that he's living in a bubble of Russian disinformation. What do you think?
I think that President Trump is delivering a shot across the bow. He's basically saying to Zelensky, pipe down. You're talking too much and you're saying goofy things. I'm basically going to rescue this whole story so another million people won't be dead in Ukraine, or dead and injured, or your churches and your entire country going into trouble. I think that's what he's doing here. It's a shot across the bow. I think that I felt that President Trump, the way he went right at it with Putin and set up a peace process, which Biden would never do, long overdue. You can see the talks begin in Saudi Arabia. It's going to take a while, but I think it was a tremendous act of statesmanship on President Trump's part. And I think he does not want Zelensky or anybody else to get in the way of that act of statesmanship. He has set up a process. He's got his top people, Marco Rubio and so forth, down the line, and then negotiating with Russia's top people. And I hope and pray something good comes out of it.
Can I ask you a question? What are the odds that this is a world where negotiations with Russia bring us closer? It's not weird, where I'm always a fan of keep your friends close but your enemies closer. Is there a world where if we're negotiating directly with Russia, maybe leaving out Ukraine, leaving out China, leaving out the former allies of Russia, that this helps break the ice in that relationship?
Well, I think the ice is broken. Whether we become closer or not, I don't know. Russia's a profoundly autocratic country and does not agree with our democracy-related values, so that's a problem. Perhaps there'll be, sort of instead of a hot war, go back to being a cold war or something like that. The other thing that interests me, though, Taylor, especially to you, market ace that you are, the war premium could come out of the price of oil from Brent crude to West Texas and drop it by $10 or $12. And that would be a huge plus for inflation, from interest rates, for share prices, stock prices, and everything. I believe this is Dan Clifton's argument from Strategic, will be on our show this afternoon. There's been a war premium in oil. And that before the new drilling starts, drill baby drill, I think that you could see some very positive developments in the oil market, make everybody happy.
See, that's a big part of Trump's goal here is things like that. His job is not to be friendly with Zelensky. Right. Our job is not to necessarily be close to anybody. It's to be well-positioned where we need to be. So I agree with you. I don't think he's trying to be friends with Zelensky.
He's trying to get them to the table along with Putin so they can get a deal done, so we can stop spending money, people can stop dying, and maybe the price of oil can come down. That's what our president is supposed to do. He's not scoring like relationship points with Ukraine right now. We didn't hire him.
Or Putin. Or Russia.
Putin or anybody.
Because he's not going to let Putin get away with everything. He's not. He's going to, not at all. It's going to be a tight leash on that story. Look, the other thing is America first is this hemisphere, okay? We have to protect the Gulf of America. We have to protect the Panama Canal. We have to worry about China infiltrating in South America. We have to stop Russia and China from taking over the Arctic Circle. That's what the Greenland debate is all about. That's close to home, okay? The other things in Eastern Europe, that's a different story.
Short and the
So Tesla and now Twitter could bankrupt Elon Musk. That's the subject of today's video, and check out the headlines today. X in talks to raise money at $44 billion valuation, same price Elon Musk paid to buy Twitter. And this is a really interesting story that's just coming out today and I pose the question to you, if Elon Musk is so rich and so awesome and the best business person in the whole world, why are we raising money for Twitter? Shouldn't Twitter be awesome and fine? Like, are you hurting over there? What's going on? And on top of that, we're in an environment where electric cars are struggling. Nikola, right, which is an electric car company, they just filed for bankruptcy today. And we know that Tesla sales are plummeting. So I've been mentioned this before several times on the channel. I think Musk knows the writing on the wall over at Tesla, so he's been trying to rotate, get out, do other things. But now the thing with Twitter is such a fascinating one, because why are you raising money? I thought Twitter was okay. You're so awesome. I laugh because I think we all know deep down that people, over at Twitter are either bots, right, or even a lot of sycophants, this kind of thing, fans of Elon Musk. But how many fans could you possibly have? And I think there's a cap on that. And now we're raising money to keep Twitter afloat, is what it sounds like. And also, too, they were selling off this Wall Street Bank, selling off Twitter debt. It's very interesting because, well, we'll go through this stuff, but I'm just like, what do you need this money for? Now, he's got this other company I know called XAI, and my understanding of it, he wants to build this everything out, right? And he's getting lots and lots of data from the government. And I mean, it's hard to say that these things aren't connected. I mean, it's all connected. That's why we go through it every day. But this is a really interesting one to me. It's like, if you're so awesome, why are you raising money? He's basically asking for money, right? Elon Musk X is in talks to raise money from investors at a $44 billion valuation, according to With the Matter. That is the same price that Musk paid for social media company in 2022 when it was called Twitter. The funding round would be a remarkable turn of fortune. Yes, it totally would be. I agree with that. For the company after Musk takeover and overhaul caused many users and advertisers to flee, right? You guys remember this stuff. Musk told all the advertisers to go F themselves, so everyone's like, fine, I'm not going to advertise with you. And plus users were just like, man, I'm not dealing with Musk and his algorithm. And even if you weren't following or subscribed to Musk on X, you would still get notifications from him. It's kind of crazy. It says here, in December prior to current deal talks, Fidelity Investments had marked down his Twitter stake by more than 70%, right? So already banks were writing down, thinking that this thing is lost value, blah, blah, blah. I think, though, that Amazon has decided to return to Twitter. That's my understanding. And I think Apple has too. So some of the advertisers are coming back. And I wouldn't be shocked if this has to do with, deals that they've made with the Trump administration to probably, call off the regulators on our companies, be it Amazon, be it Apple, be it Facebook, right? These kinds of things. But Facebook's not going to advertise on Twitter, though. That would be really weird. Yeah, Musk is raising money. It also says here, in its marketing pitch for prior sale, right? So Morgan Stanley showed investors details of X's 2024 earnings and revenue, okay? While heavily adjusted, suggested that the company's finances had stabilized, due in part to a bump in advertising around the U.S. election. And one of the things I was thinking about, people probably never hear the truth on this stuff, is how much foreign money is going into Twitter. Because let's say there's zero oversight on it.
right? Let's say the government not looking at this thing at all, and suddenly you're just taking all this, foreign money from Russia, China, Saudi, who knows, to promote misinformation on your platform, because you can certainly make money off that, right? For wherever money is coming from, wherever to promote whatever, in digital oversight. So, in my opinion, I think that's one way that's keeping afloat is probably a lot of the Russian bots, etc. But there's Elon Musk sent out an email to the staff that said they were barely breaking even. So what are we getting investors for? And my opinion on this thing is I think Elon Musk is hurting for cash, and that's sort of why you're getting involved with all this other stuff, right? Because we know Tesla's in trouble. We knew Twitter was in trouble for a while, but they're trying to pretend like it's not. So we'll see. I mean, he's out raising money, and I've told you guys so many times, don't necessarily look at what people say, look at what people do. So here's another example. I talked about this yesterday with Musk and the whole Doge thing. The New York Times actually said, hey, it looks like, you're claiming you found $8 billion in quote fraud, but maybe it was only $8 million. Actually, it's even worse than that. This is Bloomberg. So because now that their website has a little bit more stuff on it, people are able to look at numbers and reporting, and Bloomberg's like, yeah, so you're saying you saved $55 billion, but when they added it up, their website only said $16 billion, and then the New York Times discovery, then it's down to $8 billion. So basically, it's not really what you think it is, right? Yeah, it says here that cuts nearly in half the total of Doge's itemized savings, including from contracts and leases, to about $8.6 billion. So you can't trust anything that Musk says, and then. Like I said, don't listen to what he says, but what he's doing. So I don't trust the numbers that are coming from Musk. I looked at the website for myself. It's incomplete. You guys can take a look at it for yourself also. And guys, I totally understand. I completely understand. For those of you who say, well, Chris, how do I deal with the Trumpers around me that think Elon Musk is a genius, he's a god? All I can do is just say, look at what they're doing, right? They're raising money over Twitter, so that's kind of strange. The numbers don't add up with the Doge stuff. And then he tweets out this kind of stuff, right? He tweets out, end of remote work, basically. And I keep thinking, why would any regular person support this billionaire? Because from regular people's point of view, hey, remote work's pretty good, right? you guys know this. And you find that, hey, I can concentrate easier. I don't have to spend money on travel, etc. Your life is much better. A lot of people really like remote work. Some people like going to the office. It's going to vary. It may, be do the hybrid thing, go 2 days a week, 3 days a week. But someone like a Musk who sells cars, obviously, he wants you to be driving to work all the time, right? On top of that, Musk will tweet out this kind of stuff. Yes, he says, and this is violating presidential executive orders will result. And now he's kind of teasing, and I think frankly this one's nonsense. But I'll tell you what it is. Now they're teasing that they're going to have some sort of stimulus checks from Doge. I'll just say, good luck with that. But this is the kind of stuff that Musk will do a lot. He'll make a bunch of promises that he can't keep. Now, one thing, too, that looks like that might be one way to try to save Tesla, at least in Musk's point of view, if your sales are tanking, try to open up a new market to be India. And maybe they're going to get investments and subsidies from India to build factories and stuff over there. The interesting about this, though, is they already asked Trump, what do you think about the deal that Musk might be doing in India to build factories over there, and Trump's like, oh, it's very unfair, but he's not going to stop it though, right? On top of that, this is where it gets really dicey, because people always get upset. And I mentioned this because I want you to understand the dialogues that you guys have to face every day, family and friends, is they all think Trump and Musk are cutting the budget, right? They all think that they're going to balance everything and everything's going to be awesome. According to projections here, not so awesome, right? It says, despite Doge, Trump's agenda calls for adding trillions of dollars to the U.S. debt. Because remember, we're cutting spending, yes, but we're also still doing massive tax cuts. So, because theoretically, you could do a combination of, raising taxes, cutting spending, and trying to balance the budget. That's what that is. But if you're, decreasing your revenues and decreasing your expenses, but you're decreasing your revenues more, you get more deficit, or if you're slowing down the economy to where it's growing so much. One projection here, so this is from them, it says here that the order of magnitude is totally different here. They're talking about balancing the budget on one hand, where on the other they're making the problem 25 to 50% worse. And I know it's more crazy. And on top of that, it looks like to be corruption with Trump and Russia and Putin. after the meetings that U.S. has been having in Russia, now suddenly Trump is spending all his time attacking Zelensky, calling for an election, calling Zelensky a dictator, and what it appears like, and it's pretty easy to see that they're going to try to get a pro-Russian, administration into Ukraine, it looks like. And on top of that, I think that it's all this reporting, and there's a lot of really good reporting on this stuff. It looks like Russia and the USA are
I acknowledge that there are places you can go online to get a much more detailed breakdown of this, but because a lot of people, they ask me like, oh, in the materialist sense, in the historical moment, how does this dictatorship, how does this like burgeoning fascist, system, how does it compare to this time or whatever, okay? And I usually make a case about incompetence, like Elon and Trump. Trump's not doing anything right now. He's just signing, he's just there with the Sharpie, okay? Elon and the, Discord kittens around him, they're making the decisions. I usually make a point about incompetence, like, okay, listen, however bad things get, running a country is actually really, really, really complicated. It was really complicated 500 years ago. Do you know what a leader had to do 500 years ago? They had to make sure that their, 7 dukes and barons were happy with their multiple wives so they wouldn't revolt. And they had to make sure that enough people had enough grain, for people to harvest enough grain for the next year. And they had a bunch of gold in a room, and they had to make sure that gold stayed there, more or less. I think. I don't know. I haven't played Crusader Kings. Do you have any idea how complicated society is now? How difficult it is to run things now? The more unitary the unitary executive gets, the more likely he is to move things up. So with that overriding theme of incompetence in mind, let's take a look at all the good work that Doge has done. You can see, and now mind you, the articles that you're seeing here, these articles are not going to be seen by anyone who actually voted for Trump, okay? Not even a little bit. CNN investigates. Doge's claim that it saved $8 billion by canceling an $8 million contract raises questions about its wall of receipts. Doge's team's wall of receipts shows errors in tallying billions in savings. Doge says it saved 55 billion. See, I'm doing the number right now. Itemized data shows far less. Now, Republicans are not going to see this because they're dumb animals who eat up right-wing propaganda like a cow eats grass, okay? However, it's still kind of important to talk about. So, my, understanding of this, my, the familiarity with the specifics of their guts, if you look at these articles or any of the Twitter threads going through them, a lot of which are, by the way, really, really, really funny, there are mathematical errors all over the place, and they are deliberate. They're not fake. Headline number, 55 billion saved. They list the savings per nixed contract. This should be easy to verify that. The first thing I did is add up the saved column for all canceled contracts in real estate. The numbers are 16.5 billion and 0.14 billion, respectively. Doesn't add up to 55 billion. The single biggest ticket item is a DHS contract listed as saving 8 billion. Wow, what a big contract. No, actually, it's 8 million. They must have tried to automate scraping the FTDS form and failed. I don't think that's true. This means we're down to 8.5 billion in savings. The next 3 biggest ticket items are all USA contracts listed at 655 million each, so 2 billion total. Wow, pretty big, except these are IDVs, not contracts. 655 million is the entire set-aside, being triple counted. In the first 5 years, only 73 million was awarded, and only 2 years remain. So we're down to 6.5 billion savings. It goes on for a while. So they lie on every level, basically. They lie, they misrepresent what they have cut, and then they lie about the numbers of what they've cut. The details here aren't what matters to me. What matters to me is what happened afterwards, because this is actually quite spooky. Okay, it seems like, and there might be some contested reports on this, but I've seen numerous people make this claim, and it looks like it's true, because I looked on the site myself. Doge, which directly controls basically the entire federal government now, is altering the government records of these contracts to post hoc agree with their quote-unquote wall of receipts. I.e., for that one $8 million contract, they went back and edited it to $8 billion. They're directly altering government records, or at least the public reporting of government records. Soviet shit, actually quite a bit worse. The Soviets kept meticulous records in a lot of cases. Literally 1984. Yeah, more 1984 shit. This is actually really, really bad. Like, insanely bad. Like, do you have any idea how bad it is for the government to lose track of how much money it's spent? This could, and I'm not exaggerating here, collapse the global economy. Do you have any idea how much of the economy relies on the presumption that the United States is keeping good faith track of its records and debts? This is there is a reason why, in many cases, fraud is the thing that puts wealthy people to jail, as opposed to many of the other nasty things they do. And the reason for that is because it hurts everybody. Because if you can't keep track of who owes what, or who's what is worth what, or whatever else, the entire underlying system of stability upon which massive capital accumulation is predicated, it falls apart. Oh, this contract is $8 billion, not $8 million. You say that to a bank. Yeah. Now, I don't know if that was a one-off, like if that was just quickly edited behind the scenes, or if they're doing that for multiple contracts, or if they edited it back. I have no idea if they edited it back, okay? I'm literally just talking, like, again, all of this is being, like, hand-tinkered with by 21-year-old neo-Nazis, okay? So we're not talking about a plan. There is no plan here, okay? It's the damn Discord kittens of Elon's. So much relies on good faith, and con men are never in good faith. One thing a lot of people don't understand is that after the Great Depression and after 2008, wealthy people were also happy about, like, SEC reform and bank reform and stuff like that. Wealthy people have a lot of fun gambling up until things crash, but usually after the crash, there's a general understanding that underlying stability is actually really important. Like, very few people win in these crashes. There were some people who benefited from the Depression, at least in a relative sense, and some people who benefited from the recession. The vast majority of wealthy people did, just a small number of capital holders, you know? You need these systems to be functional for everyone to be able to play fairly. 2008 hurt them too. 2008 probably hurt, like, the top 10%, except for the top 0.5%. I'm kind of, like, ballparking that. But, like, it's important, like, it's only a very small number.
Today, President Donald Trump is attacking Ukrainian President Zelensky on social media, falsely calling him a dictator without elections, saying that Zelensky has done a terrible job and claiming that Ukraine is shattered. Now, this comes after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukraine is not for sale and that Donald Trump is in a disinformation bubble. His comments followed President Trump's comments that when he erroneously blamed Ukraine for starting the war with Russia in a Fox interviews last night. Have a listen.
And I think I have the power to end this war. And I think it's going very well. But today I'm like, oh, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal. I could have made a deal for Ukraine that would have given them almost all of the land, everything, almost all of the land, and no people would have been killed, and no city would have been demolished, and not one dome would have been knocked down. But they chose not to do it that way.
All right, joining us now is New York Times chief White House reporter Peter Baker. Hi, Peter. And Michael Allen is here with us in studio, former special assistant to President George W. Bush. He's now the managing director for Beacon Global Strategies. Peter, I want to start with you. First of all, I was an election monitor in Ukraine during Zelensky's election. I can promise you he was in fact elected, and as far as we knew at the time, there were no irregularities or anything else. But I also want to ask you, President making these kind of head-spinning allegations against Ukrainian President Zelensky after Zelensky said he's in a disinformation bubble. What is Trump's goal here? Is he just trying to lean into or kind of double down on what he said? Where do you go with this?
Well, I'm glad to hear that you were there and that you could tell us about that election. That's important. It's remarkable, of course, to hear an American president talk about an ally the way he's talking about Volodymyr Zelensky, whereas he said nothing about Vladimir Putin, who actually is a dictator, who actually does have manipulated elections that are not democratic, who actually is the one who launched the invasion, full-scale invasion 30 years ago. And Trump said yesterday, you started it, meaning the Ukrainians. Of course he did not start. He said today that Zelensky tricked the United States to give him $350 billion to go to war. Obviously not true. And what's remarkable about it, of course, is we've never seen anything like this from an American president. And what is his goal? He has had a thing about Ukraine going back years. He was convinced that Ukraine interfered in the 2016 election against him. That's a Russian talking point, but it's one that he has accepted. And he has been, therefore, had antipathy toward Ukraine ever since. It was part of his first impeachment back in 2018 and 19, 2019 and 20. And I think that's just his head has always been in a dangerous space toward Ukraine and in a positive space toward Putin.
What Peter said remarkable about this is he's not only going against established fact, he's going against U.S. intelligence. Because if you remember, it was U.S. intelligence that was warning at the Munich Security Conference 3 years ago, Russia is going to invade, Russia is planning to invade, and it was the Europeans and the Ukrainians who kind of didn't believe it until all of a sudden it happened. So we also have NBC News is reporting that U.S. intelligence U.S. intelligence shows Putin isn't really interested in a peace deal right now, and he still wants to control all of Ukraine. So you've got Putin coming out today and saying he's ready to return to the negotiating table and he'd be happy to meet President Trump. But how can anyone trust him? I know the Ukrainians don't. Should the Americans?
Well, I think the Ukrainians ought to take a deep breath here. This is Trump, the real estate developer, jawboning a party to an eventual transaction. It's not a style we're used to, but it is Trump's way. Keith Kellogg is in Ukraine. If I were Zelensky, I would send a message back to President Trump through him about the types of things that he might be able to agree to in an eventual negotiation. On Putin's recalcitrance, it's going to happen. It will appear and rear its head at some point in these negotiations, and the worm will turn, and Trump will begin to criticize Putin more harshly to condition him to come to the table. But
you don't think that's altruistic, diplomatic Putin is going to last through the second or third phase of these negotiations?
I don't think so, because I can't imagine any scenario where we really arrest the root causes of what caused this war. I don't believe, even if Trump is not in a great place on Zelensky, that he wants to totally sell Ukraine out. And that's ultimately what Putin wants in Ukraine that doesn't exist.
Peter, I also want to get your take on this meeting between Secretary Rubio and Lavrov yesterday in Saudi Arabia. First of all, where has Lavrov been? I feel like he was out of favor for a while, and now all of a sudden he's back center stage in this very high-profile negotiation. But they came out of that room without having any European or Ukrainian input. And can there be an end to the war without one of the parties involved in the war in the room? Is it even remotely possible?
Well, what you hear, of course, is a disconnect, right? Rubio said, look, of course we're going to consult with the Europeans, of course we're going to consult with the Ukrainians. In fact, he called a number of European foreign ministers shortly after this meeting with Lavrov in Saudi Arabia. But you're right, it's a big deal that the Ukrainians felt so left out. President Zelensky was planning to go to Saudi Arabia and then told basically that he wasn't welcome and didn't end up making the trip. Meanwhile, even as Rubio is trying to reassure people, yes, of course we're going to do this in concert with our allies, you hear Trump say yesterday, no, they don't deserve a seat at the table in Ukraine. They started the war and they didn't make a deal in the last 3 years. What deal? They made in the last 3 years a deal to surrender their territory. And that's what he wants to do. So he's putting a lot of pressure on Zelensky. He's making clear that whatever deal he makes with Putin is what he thinks it should be, not necessarily what Zelensky thinks it will be. And it's left the Europeans on the sideline trying to figure out what their play is.
Yeah, Peter, I also want to ask you about your article today in the Times. You write, Mr. Trump is in the middle of executing one of the most jaw-dropping pivots in American foreign policy in generations. A 183 turn that will force friends and foes to recalibrate in fundamental ways. You know, I just came back from Munich, where this was completely on display to the point where I was told in one meeting, leaders just kind of went on with their planned speeches about American-European friendship because they didn't really know what else to do. What message is the U.S. sending to our allies right now?
Well, I think the message is that we're in the middle of what we've been calling a new Cold War, and it looks like America may be switching sides. I mean, Trump obviously says and favors the points that the Kremlin has put out there. The concessions that he has floated for any peace talks have been exactly what the Kremlin wants, which is to say sanctions are lifted, you get to keep all the territory he illegally seized by force. Ukraine doesn't get any security guarantees, much less NATO membership from the United States. Trump is even floating the idea of readmitting Russia into the G7, which of course the rest of the G7 would not want to do. Meanwhile, the Europeans, what they're hearing from Washington is, you're a bunch of bad partners, you're free riders, you're not spending enough on your military, we don't think you're fair to us on trade, we're going to slap tariffs on you, we think you're too mean to the neo-Nazi party in Germany. That's the message.
Sorry, Peter, I think we lost you there for a sec. Can you hear us? Yeah. Sorry, you were saying, you said that's the message that you think Trump is sending right now?
Yeah, the message that Trump is sending to European allies is he doesn't think much of you. He doesn't particularly care about being in NATO. In fact, he covets the territory of some of our NATO partners, including Canada, which he says he wants to make the 51st state in Greenland, which is affiliated with Denmark. So right now it's a period of great tension and a big rift growing potentially with the European allies. At the same time, Trump is siding up to Putin's view of Ukraine.
Yeah, I actually asked the Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joly about red, white, and blue land in Greenland, and she pushed back very astutely and said, "This is not a joke." And I said, "No, it's not." I want to ask you, Michael. Talking to leaders in Europe, they still have a consensus on Ukraine. They still have a consensus on supporting Ukraine. Where there's fear is that they do not have a consensus with how to deal with what Peter was just talking about, how to negotiate, how to navigate this new confrontational America. And there's a concern that as allies take a different tactic, some may choose to be obsequious, some may choose to be confrontational, some may try to stay neutral. That approach in itself could fracture the European alliance. Not so much the issue of Ukraine, but they could be less effective if they're all fighting over how to deal with Trump. What's your take on that?
Well, they need unity here,
yeah.
And I think that's what Trump smells in them. They got together Monday, the day after the Munich Security Conference, and didn't really have anything to come out and say. If I'm Europe and I'm faced with the news of this tweet today and digesting everything happened in the weekend, they need to put something on the table. They need to come out and say, we'll have 50,000 European troops as part of a peacekeeping force eventually, as long as we have some American involvement in the end. Or here's a brand new plan to fund Ukraine. Or here's one of the weapon systems that we're going to develop a comparative advantage in and fund this for Ukraine into the future. Right now, they're just kind of running around. No one knows where they are. They want a seat at the table, but I think you can't beat something with nothing. They need something to bring to Trump, and that might impress Trump, and Trump might bring him in then.
I want to show you, we have some new images coming in. This is Keith Kellogg being greeted by the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine in Kyiv. You know, we were just talking about what message President Zelensky should send through Kellogg. What message should Europe send? Could this possibly have a backlash? Because if you remember, Putin's approach to this was to try to fracture NATO. It actually made NATO stronger, and it gained it 2 new members, Finland and Sweden. Could Trump's criticism of Europe have the same effect? Could we see the EU do those exact things you were just talking about because they feel like they really have to?
I think privately, a lot of people in the White House are glad of the messages that they sent this weekend because it does catalyze the Europeans to a degree. They need to come up with something tangible, as I said, but I think they're on notice that things have fundamentally changed with Trump in office. They need to start putting things on the table, and that's the way they respond to Trump. That's the way they buy themselves a seat into these international negotiations. I don't think it's enough to just say,
I used to be a world power, ought to be at the table. I think they got to come in this Sunday.
But
That's right.
all right, Peter Baker and Michael Allen, thank you both so much.
Yo, what's going on? Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's my day off. I gotta go my car to the dealership so they can fix my heater situation. So that's at 10:30. But for now, I'm gonna show y'all what I had for breakfast. I already drank most of it. I didn't record it, but it's my homemade weight gainer shake. It's pretty much here, let me show you. I already finished it, but it's this soy milk here, or almond and cashew milk. It's got 8 grams of muscle building protein, yo. So I got that, 2 servings of that, protein powder, oatmeal, and a ton of peanut butter. I'm talking about like 5 tablespoons of peanut butter. I just calculated the protein in this thing, and it's literally 69 grams of protein. Yo, that's insane. That is a lot of protein. But that's neither near here nor there. I don't know if that's the right thing. But yeah, I'm just gonna take you guys along with me. It's another vlog for y'all. I love recording videos. I do it daily. I've been doing it for the last, I don't even know, like 3 weeks, every single day. I don't know how I'm gonna continue doing it. You guys think I love it, so I'm gonna give y'all what you want. What a beautiful day. What a time to be alive, yo. Dudes. Actually, it's not even that cold right now, man. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. I'm enjoying life right now. But I'm on my way to get my my car fixed because I just paid a lot of money for it and I want it to work properly. So let's go do that. Shall we? I also forgot to mention I went to this last night when I picked her up. From one of my fog lights, the one on the passenger side, it's not working. Well, it's not. I have a setting when it says auto. So when it's on auto, it automatically sends off the PC. So when it's on that setting, the right side doesn't work. But when I turn it on manually, it decides to work. So, like I said, I paid quite a bit of money for this car, so I want to make sure it's working. So, thank goodness your boy Benny got warranty. I'm such a smart guy. What I want to be. You know, I just arrived at the dealership. My appointment is literally in like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go in, see what they say. I gotta clean up this log because I don't want this car running properly. So, yeah, I get to spend my day at the dealership today. How cool is that? I know people say I'm such a positive guy because there's no point in stressing out. Listen, this is life. Sometimes life is gonna be rough. It's not always gonna be perfect. So it's always good to take a deep breath and just relax. So I'm gonna go in and just chill out. I might, depending how long it takes, I might even walk around and just show you guys the area because I know some of y'all wanted to see some of the city. So I'm gonna show you possibly some of this area, but I will show you in a different vlog when it gets warmer downtown Toronto because that's when it gets interesting, dudes. Here's a fun fact, dudes. I originally was trying to buy a car like this, a Super Crosstrek. I love this thing. Check out the front. Look how nice that is. This is the car I originally wanted to buy. Not this specific one, but this type of car. But people convinced me it's a higher maintenance car, so I'm debating whether or not I made the right decision. It's a nice car. I love this thing, man. It is so very nice looking. The color is nice, the texture color. I love it. Not sure how much this one costs though. I don't want to know. But hey, I'm happy with my trip though. I am very satisfied. Show you some of the streets of Toronto. The streets. This is Weston Road. Oh man, this snowstorm just it ruined all of us. They're just starting to plow the streets and whatnot. They're doing the snow removal. I've never seen this much snow in my entire, well, not in my entire life. Since I was like a little kid, basically. It's crazy. But the lady at the dealership said the Greek thing or the Greek restaurant is down the street. I think it's like a couple of blocks. There's also a guy that's working there, like stick like a dog, talking, speaking, he can barely talk. And he's like, he's funny. I'm like, I don't know why people do that. Like, you're just gonna get other people sick. I get it. Like, if I'm that sick, I'm staying home, buddy. I am staying home. Sorry. So, who am I to judge? Ooh, there's Osmos as well. That's Mediterranean cuisine place, is it? Yeah. I might even eat there. I don't know. Let me go check out this other place. I think it's called like PN something. I don't even know. But Oswald is pretty good. It ain't bad. I think I've had it one time. My burger. Sounds good. I am so hungry. Now normally I'm trying to stay away from buying too much takeouts. But I'm waiting for my car and I'm hungry. So this is gonna have to do for now. Oh man, I can't wait to try this. This place looks legit. It really does. I got a 6-ounce burger, no cheese, and it says works.
How much do you believe, Elon, you've identified in waste, fraud, abuse, corruption now, and how much do you anticipate you will?
Sure. Well, I think
1%. Yeah, because it's so massive. This is huge money. So we found out 1%.
We're just not
as big as they are, they're not going to find some contract that was crooked as hell. I mean, there's going to be so much that isn't done. But what is done, I think he's going to find $1 trillion.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think it's a very small percentage compared to what it is.
We're going to see how this goes now. Really intriguing interview last night with Elon and President Trump talking with Sean exclusively. They say that Doge has already identified 1% of the waste, fraud, and abuse of government spending, which may be at the moment not a big pile. But Tim Scott, chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, is with me now. We were showing the number there, $2 trillion. Because in January, Musk said he can cut $2 trillion. And then he said, if we go for $2 trillion, maybe we hit $1 trillion. You've been in D.C. for a while now. Is it doable?
Listen, the bottom line is over a 10-year budget window. Certainly, it's definitely doable without any question. But what's more important is every single dollar spent by the government is a dollar not spent in the private sector. That translates into billions and billions and billions of...
Think of it this way, like a violent home invasion. You call the police, and when they arrive, officers take the side of the intruders. You started it, they say, insisting the only peaceful way forward for you and your family is to let the invaders keep the upstairs bedroom. You'd, of course, be shocked. Your neighbors would fear for their own safety. And how long would any semblance of peace in your house or your neighborhood last? Well, today, Donald Trump called Ukraine's President Zelensky a man who's done nothing but valiantly defend his homeland and his people, a, quote, dictator without elections. An especially insane and rich accusation, given the fact that Trump's administration is right now at the negotiating table not with Ukraine, but with Vladimir Putin, who most recently won a miraculous 88% of the vote in Russia, a figure nearly as high as it is preposterous. Trump's entirely upside-down, insipid, and backwards analysis that it's Zelensky, an American ally who is somehow a dictator in this story, was a response to an observation President Zelensky made 24 hours ago, that Trump was in a, quote, disinformation bubble by suggesting that Ukraine was responsible for its own invasion. It's another blinking red plot point in the Republican Party's descent from a functional political party from anything resembling the good parts of what it used to be. the departure from values it claimed to hold dear last week. Watch Republicans praise Zelensky.
Zelensky and the Ukrainians are clearly showing the will to fight. I do believe he's turning out to be a modern-day Winston Churchill.
You're the ally I've been hoping for all my life. Not one American has died defending Ukraine. You've taken our weapons and you've kicked their ass.
So what now, Republicans? It's not the first, and it certainly won't be the last time for choosing for Republicans in a second Trump presidency. So we'll pay attention both to what they say and what they do, like this.
Do you agree with President Trump that Zelensky's a dictator?
I would say that. But make no mistake about it, that invasion was the responsibility of one human being on the face of this planet. It was Vladimir Putin.
To the extent that the White House said that Ukraine started the war, I disagree. And Vladimir started the war. I also believe, through bitter experience, that Vladimir is a gangster. He's a gangster with a black hole.
I will look at the direct quote, but I certainly would not call President Zelensky a dictator.
That today from the party that jettisoned Liz Cheney from her post in leadership and turned her into a pariah. For her part, Liz Cheney posted this on social media today, quote, Trump, with his devotion to Putin, abandonment of Ukraine, and lies about history, is the antithesis of everything Ronald Reagan stood for. He is aligning America with the enemies of the very freedom that generations have fought and died to defend. History will not be kind to those who are helping him, especially those who call themselves Reagan Republicans, while they...
Well, I don't care. It's better than going through the garbage can. I bet you make more money. How did you find all that stuff?
Oil rigs working in the mines and stuff. Well, our safety equipment, but really nothing. You know what I mean? Now you have all these special masks. Back then, you just have to I worked in house masks.
Yeah, man, I probably could.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think you could, but I wanted to make sure. I know you probably offer 200 or something like that.
Yeah, it just goes on the gold, really. I mean, when diamonds are small like that, even though it says a third of a carat, it's all the small diamonds added to a third of a carat. So diamonds like that is, I would kept, when you get that money for it, but like I said, if you buy them at jewelry store, you get it.
Yeah, I got it at sales. That way I don't go to any other pawn shops, but I know that.
You should know that by now. Yeah, I don't know what they'll do.
Well, I could go to the jewelry store and probably get a third of one. I don't want to sell it. That's a big amount. I know here in Texas, I'm probably dying. I got myself saying that. 40.
video this far, and yeah, it's getting a little better. So before I talk to you about a couple things, the first part of the video, I just put that in there because I try to tell people and I like to educate people on buying jewelry from certain jewelry shops. I showed in the video that the ring only had about $110 in gold in it. He said he paid $12.99, so you think you're paying $1,300 for a ring that's got $110 in gold in it, and the diamonds are even less valuable than the ring. So that's why I put that in there, just to tell you, be careful where you buy this stuff from, because when you buy those rings like that, expensive jewelry stores, you're never going to even come close to getting the money back out of them. Not just because I own pawn shops. Pawn shops are where you're going to get your best deal on gold, weigh it up, figure out the carat of it, and you can get it for a little over what the gold's in it. And, you know, if gold rises, then, you know, you're better on your money there than buying something like that from one of the jewelry shops. Like, you're just never going to get your money back on. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but like I've been telling y'all, our next What Not Show is this Friday, 6:30 Eastern Time. Today's Wednesday. It'll be the Friday after this video, 6:30 Eastern Time. And I have all this right here for y'all. So follow me closely because I do get a lot of questions, right? So all this stuff right here, completely free. You don't have to buy nothing. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing other than sign up, come join the show. I'll give one of these away every few minutes. Get in the giveaway. You don't have to do nothing. Completely free. You can win one of these. Or you can win multiple if you're lucky enough that night. So for this right here, follow me closely. So all these, I'm going to put them in the bio now. And there's a $15 coupon in the description if you've never bought anything from us. If you have, you want to sign your spouse up, you can use the coupon. Sign somebody else in your family up, you can use the coupon again. Sign somebody else up. Anyways, silver right now is almost $33 an ounce. So if I put these in there, I'm going to put them at about $5 over. So let's say we put them at 38. The reason I have to do that because if I put them any lower, somebody will just go buy them all. You use the $15 coupon, that makes them $23. Probably about $4 to ship it. You're all in about $27. So you're over $5 under spot on an ounce of silver from us Friday night. Also, if you do that, for everybody that buys one thing from us throughout the night, we'll put you in a drawing to win this for free. A whole tube of Silver Eagles. If you buy anything from us throughout the night, they will put you in a drawing at the end of the night to win a tube of Silver Eagles for free. So I hope y'all follow me along there. I do get a lot of questions. I try to explain it the best I can. Basically, there's a link in the description. It'll save you $15 off anything you buy from us on your first purchase on Whatnot.